Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to the Matt and Todd Show, number 203. Glad to see everybody come by and hang out and have a day with us. We're going to have some local sports we're going to talk about around here in the area. Warriors keep on rolling and trucking down the line. Battle of Highway 68, the 88th meeting, leans towards the home team of the Tigers. And who's really number one in college football? Dean, what are you going to talk about today?
I'm going to talk about a little high school ball, the game I was at the other night. I'm also going to talk about Florida and Tennessee. And Florida State had a scare against not a very good opponent. That's what Matt was talking about. Who's number one?
I don't know. Come back and we'll all discuss it together. All right, here we are. Welcome back in. What's up, Jeff Anderson, our number one beat reporter? Appreciate you, Jeff, always for, man, he posts lots of scores and puts up, he writes little articles on
he's
stuff.
Good.
And, yeah.
I'm sure Carrollton won again.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't lose. I seen their quarterback,
Lewis,
him and the Aaron Nolan, and then the other kid from Raylan from plays over at Buford. They had a high school Georgia Sports Illustrated like deal. So, yeah, they're rocking right along over there. And we're going to get the Birds on probably next week because we're rocking into week 5 for yeah.
Yeah, we're getting kind of deep in the college ball.
Yeah, week 5 would be the week after. So we probably need to probably dig up some of that. I've got a lot of scores around from 1A, 2A, 3, and some from 4A stuff. But today, first off, we'll say homecomings were good this week for most of our teams right here in the area. Spring Garden host Victory Christian over there for their homecoming. And I was over at Sandrock, and they had a good – I mean, guys, if you want to go to – one of those kind of games that's just turns up and it's just good and it's close and like it just goes back and forth and it comes in. I mean, 7-0 like at halftime, and a lot of young players playing on both teams all over the place.
Right.
A lot of mistakes there was, but there's always a silver lining to some of that because you know that you're going to get a lot of those kids back.
Oh, yeah. I'd say 90% of them for Sandrock, right?
Yeah.
Probably, or 75.
About like Galesville and such,
right.
Such more. About what do they have? See, well, the Battle of Highway 68, you was at that game.
I was at that one.
We'll get into that one. And for Cherokee County, what do they have, like 600 yards offense?
I think they're still running. I just passed one of them.
Past
on the
Jacob
way
coming
over
up to Highway.
I mean, 407 yards. Can you gain some more?
And he threw, also had a throw.
He had 433 yards counting past
it. We'll have our player of the week also, too.
I'm being honest. He's doing things that it's just we haven't seen stuff like this.
Well, I talked to him, what was it, Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And he's making a trip to UT Martin. And, I think it's just kind of, when you become a senior and he's not like a senior. He's years-wise, he's probably nearly like a junior or senior in college by the amount of time that he's played football.
Right.
I think the game is just slowed down for him so much. It's like he's not even hardly trying sometimes.
Right. It's just easy to.
Yes.
It's like a basketball player where the goal seems bigger because they're scoring so much.
Yeah. When you jump, the rim seems low.
Right. He's playing at an extremely high level. Like I sent you some stats the other night. He's closing in on 5,000 career yards rushing now. And, that's just most of it at center. He rushed for a lot of yards at Sandrock too.
Yeah.
But most of his yards have came at Cherokee County. And he's made 275 tackles. Yeah. He's just had a fantastic career.
Yeah, we'll run through backwards some of those there. Spring Garden Victory Christian, they take care of business up there at homecoming. Coach Ragsdale gets a win there at home. And from what we've seen stats wise, what some of the guys wind up? Chapel had a heck of a night.
Oh my gosh.
Connor went over 100.
Connor had 112. Let me see here. Connor Bates had 112. Pope had 100 rushing and 100 receiving.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good game.
Yeah. So they're getting back on track to where they want to be.
They needed that. They needed that with the 2 losses back to back, against good teams.
Yeah.
They lost to Wadley.
Wadley's good, man.
And of course, obviously,
they're good.
Coosa Christian's very good.
Yeah, Coosa.
That was a shock.
They just thumped Decatur.
I thought they would win.
Well, yeah, I did too. But I mean, talking to some other coaches as well, just in water cooler talk.
48-0.
We just was thinking like 36-20.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
28-7. I don't know.
Somebody asked me, they said, was somebody out for Decatur? Because that just don't sound right.
Yeah.
Or is Coosa that good?
Yeah, they just had one of those nights. They just lined up and they just took control of the game. So
48-0.
Yeah, so they'll be moving on. And they are playing – who was Coosa playing?
They're playing somebody in the region this week.
Yes.
I did not see who they were playing. I know Gales was at Valley Head.
That's right, yeah. They'll be making a trip up there.
Okay. Cedar Bluff goes to Decatur.
Yeah, Cedar Bluff's at Decatur. We talked about Cherokee. They'll be hosting Hanceville. And we talked about the Sandrock game.
Collinsville.
Yeah, Collinsville will be over there in the house. Guys, let me tell you about that game real quick. Got a lot of young players from Gatlin and some of the other boys and Alec and the Tucker kid. Look, early in the game, lineman, he just takes the ball away from one of the kids at section. And it just kind of really sparked a lot of energy for the team. So
he's good.
Yeah, they had a little mean to them. Mm-hmm. And when you have teams like that, when this kind of thing happens, and it happens at smaller schools, you just don't have, the age or experience. So coaches have to be patient and players have to be coachable.
Mm-hmm. Yes, especially at a young age.
They just kind of, went right through it and they made mistakes. But they didn't. You would just, as coaches, you want to see if they'll just fight.
Right.
You just want to see if they'll keep punching.
They will.
I mean, if we lose this whole season, I want to see if you'll keep fighting. And they did. Mm-hmm. I stood in there with Principal Mr. East, and they just kept hanging on, man. And as the game got longer and longer there, they wound up scoring late. I mean, like minutes left in the game to tie it, get the PAT blocked. So they're down 7-6, like 4 minutes left.
Right.
On a turnover from section, they turned over in downs, and Sandrock gets the ball back. They go back down, they score, and go for 2 and had to get 2 to make it 14.
Right.
So you're thinking that if section, because they're going to get the ball back with about a minute. Mm-hmm. And I think they had 2 timeouts. Maybe both teams had 2 timeouts. Man, they just had illegal procedure on section that set them back. And I think they had was it another PI? I think they had maybe a pass interference, and it kind of went back and forth there for a little bit. And, Sandrock bunch, they're just standing on their feet just hoping the clock runs out. Right, they're just trying to get out of here and get this win. And Hail Mary up the left sideline over there, and the guys knocked it down. So
good job.
Just to hang on and keep fighting. So good job, Sandrock Wildcats up there, just for keep hanging on and hanging on.
Yeah, they're young and they're going to be fine.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just going to take some time, but it's not overnight. It's not overnight.
No, you got a lot of junior high kids that are starting and playing that, like Coach Knapp. Talked to him. He's got a lot of young players. Some of these guys ain't even played football. Yeah, that's our guy here.
All right.
Hang on a second. What's up?
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're good, man. We're live right now, so hang on a second, and I'm gonna put you on. Okay, hang on. Okay, and Dean, tell us a minute about Cedar Bluff and Galesville, and then we're gonna have our guest here. We got a special guest.
Well, Cedar Bluff and Galesville battle. You said it's 88th battle of Highway 68. Galesville come out big time through a 40-yard pass. Kyler Bradley to his brother Cooper.
Yep. Good players.
Then had a 25-yard run down to the 1, and he punched it in. They were up 6-0 for about a quarter and a half.
Wow.
Jenkins and Beatty kind of got rolling.
Okay.
And once they got, I think Jenkins ended up with 3 touchdowns and Beatty 2. Jenkins had 175, Hunter Jenkins.
Yeah.
175 yards. Alex Beatty had 89. And Cedar Bluff ended up winning 42-12. Pretty close there. It's 21-6, and Cedar Bluff got an onside kick.
Oh, okay.
And after that, it seemed to
was after half, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Come right back out. It was 21-6 at the half, and they come back out after half and got that onside kick. And Jenkins broke one, and that seemed to kind of break Galesville's back right there. But they did score another one. Galesville finished with 230 yards.
Yep.
And I thought they played hard. And Jack Centel, keep your eye on that kid.
Okay.
He's going to be good.
Okay.
And Bradley had a good game for Galesville. Beatty, Pack had a good game for McFry, Pack. Of course, Jenkins with 175. Carson Webb come in and had some good runs.
It's like the sound like the line was blocking doing their job.
They did a good job.
Okay.
They did a good job. I mean, Cedar Bluff rushed for a young guy named Hayden Tucker come in and had a bunch of yards.
Oh, okay.
And I thought the quarterbacks looked good. Hunter Stallings played good. And some of that line, and I want to mention this about Cedar Bluff, their PAT guy never misses a PAT. Carter Dillingham.
Yeah.
He never misses a PAT.
I seen him kick at practice. He don't even miss him over there.
No. I mean, I'm like, this kicker's good. I mean, 7 for 7 or 6 for 6. But Galesville's young. They got some good-looking guys, and the young they don't have a lot of older guys. But Kyler had a big night, and like I said, Jack, Centel, Cooper, Bradley, they're young. I mean, I think they're just ninth graders.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for good things out of Galesville, and I thought Cedar Bluff played a good game, and
they'll be ready for the 89th meeting next year.
Got a couple good running backs. Cedar Bluff does.
Galesville they're going to host Appalachian.
The host Appalachian.
Yeah, Apple be over here in town. I'm curious to kind of see how. I've thought about. I'm curious about Appalachian because obviously if Decatur's not the one, then maybe they are. So
I've not heard a lot. They kind of seem. I'd heard something earlier that they wasn't doing well, but then they beat somebody bad.
Yeah,
that they wasn't supposed to beat.
That's kind of our local stuff, and we're gonna do our player of the week real quick, and then we're gonna have our special guest. We got Coach on the phone waiting on us here. So through all the local stuff and the news, we give scores. You can see everything there on the bottom of the screen. Good luck to everybody this week, and everybody's traveling. Cedar Bluff and Spring Garden going to Winterboro, and Cedar Bluff going to Decatur. Y'all be safe, have safe travels, and go win. Go have a good time for the guys. So this week, we try to mix it up every week. We can't give it to the same person every week. We want to be fair to the county because sometimes there's runs. Our first year, like Luke Welch could have just nearly won it every week.
Oh yeah,
he just was on that.
You just can't give it. To the same
or
guy.
Cooper or So, and we want to be fair to the schools in the county. So every school will at least have a player that wins. And,
right.
And sometimes it's not always he had 1,000 yards rushing last night.
Jacob had that
the last 2 weeks. Yeah. So, sometimes it's just the play and how they play
right.
and moments in the game of where they took over by interceptions, fumbles, and running the ball and being a good teammate and just being a contributing factor to the team. So this week, Dean, who we got?
From Sandrock, we've got Gatlin Cox. Had an interception, had a big, long fumble recovery and return, not for a score, but you said it kind of broke Section's back, right? Yeah.
They were driving to score and 2 different times, and he winds up with the ball. Timely, very big, right. Timely
takeaways. Yes. And he also caught that touchdown pass and the 2-point play I read.
Yep.
So big night for Gatlin Cox, who's Coach Jake Away's grandson.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was that old until after the third quarter or something. I was like, there's no way he can't be that old. I still think he's like a 6th, 7th grader. I forget these kids grow, and I forget.
What grade's he in?
I think he's a junior this year. No, he's a sophomore. I think he was a freshman last year, so he'll be a 10th grader. So congratulations, Gatlin Cox, Sandrock Wildcats, and their win over Section. give them some momentum to host Collinsville. We're excited about that.
Yeah, and that's probably as close to Cedar Bluff and Galesville.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Chat. Who we got in here? Taylor. What's going on? Hey, guys. Hope all is well. It is good to hear from you. Mr. Jerry Mobley, one of our big sponsors. JB Pennington Tigers got back in the win column, 42-12 victory over Danville. Let's go Tigers. Yeah.
JB Pennington is pretty good.
They are. All right. Let's dig into this here and let's hear from the great and knowing and the wise. The guy that wears shorts year round, no matter if it's 32 or 102, the man that knows defense.
He's tough.
And he can also break down some physics problems.
He's probably one of the few defensive coordinators / chemistry teachers in the country.
Yeah. Coach Sexton from Hokes Bluff over here, defense coach, chemistry teacher extraordinaire, father of 2, and a great wife. Welcome to the Matt and Todd Show. Again, good to hear from you, sir. How are you?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing? I'm just out here in God's country in Hokes Bluff working in my yard.
Oh, let me say this before we get started. They don't just teach chemistry. He's been the teacher of the year about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time for Etowah County, now the entire county, not just Hokes Bluff.
Oh, you've been for the county?
Yeah, for the county.
Okay, I thought you just.
You can't win every week. You better teach your butt off.
That was job security, right? That's job security. So tell us what's going on. Tell us a little bit about the game Friday night and, how you guys responded and what you're looking to set forth for tomorrow.
Yeah, right now we've got a pretty young team. We only got 9 seniors. On the offensive side of the ball, we only start 1 senior.
Wow.
That's our center, Harrison Cummings. He's the only senior starter on the offensive side. Now, on the defensive side, we start a few more. Friday night's ball game was a good test. We played a great Geraldine team, who I think is ranked number 7 in the state. In my opinion, that's really low.
Yeah, they're really good, aren't they, Coach?
They're physical. They got great schemes. They get after it, and when you've got a 6'4", 230-pound quarterback who turns around and plays strong side defensive end, you got a special player.
Oh, Colvin plays. He's that big.
Yeah, he's a big old dude.
I did not know that.
But he turned around. He played 130 snaps. Just a great talent. We ended up coming up on the short side of the stick, 17-7. But it was a typical great high school football game. About 5 plays decided it. And that's what we try to preach to our kids. You don't know when those 5 plays are going to happen. So you better play your butt off every snap and do what you're supposed to do because this was a definite 5 plays changed the outcome of the ball game.
Well, I was very proud of y'all. Was it 17-7?
17-7.
And I know
they come out first drive. Moved it down the field on us, got it to about the 50, maybe the R45. We held them, and they punted, pinned us deep, and they really had field position for the remainder of the first half.
Right.
They eventually stuck one in about midway, maybe early second quarter, midway through the second quarter, go up 7-0. And with about 4 minutes left in the second quarter, we had an interception inside the 20 and set our offense up to tie the ball game.
Really? Wow.
So it's about 10 seconds before halftime. And, they complete a pass down the field to about the 20-yard line with 2 seconds remaining, got out of bounds. And when I said pass, it was probably a 30-yard pass. It's one of those plays. We made a bust in coverage. 10 seconds left. They had no timeouts. We bid on a curl. Threw it over the top on us, and they were able to kick a field goal, go in halftime, 10-7.
Wow, y'all really played them well.
It was a great ball game to be a part of.
I heard y'all did a good job on Carlos.
We limited his touches. That was kind of a
right.
As a defensive staff, we wanted to limit his touches because he's an explosive player. Anytime he touches the ball, he's a threat to take it. How far he needs to take it.
Yeah, he's one of the. I think he was. I'm wanting to say in the Gadsden Times area, he was ranked number 4 overall.
And I believe every bit of it.
Right.
Again, that might be a little low.
Yeah.
But we limited his touches. Again, the quarterback, did a good job running power at us. We played the entire ball game with 6 guys in the box, and I know it didn't show versus Southside, but we're a lot more physical than we have been in recent years. We've got 2 defensive tackles, or actually 3, that rotate in our 4-man front that are all seniors. Brayson Hayes, Caleb Thacker, and Mason Howell, who have done a good job of playing good, strong, dual gap technique and have kept some inexperienced linebackers cling to the football.
Okay.
And then we've had a defensive end, junior Colton Shields, who has played his hair on fire the past 2 weeks.
Now I need. Go ahead.
He hadn't really lit up the stat sheet, but you talk about doing the rough jobs, taking on pulling guards, sitting it down on his own read and making them make a decision. He's done an outstanding job for us.
Well, I knew you had a younger bunch coming up. Now, when I'd heard that, what group is that bunch in? Are they sophomores?
Juniors.
They're juniors. Okay.
The core group right now is juniors, and we have a good sophomore freshman class too.
Well, now y'all play in the NFL East, NFC East. I mean, that's a tough region. Tell us who all's in your region.
Trying to get to it. It just is not playing.
It won't come up.
Sylvania and Geraldine
are
both outstanding talents from on the mountain.
Right.
And then down here you've got Piedmont, who doesn't need any description of what they've done here in the past.
Right.
And then you got Coach Smith, who's went over to Westbrook from Piedmont, who's a great coach and always gets the best out of his kids and puts them in good situations. And then you've got Ohatchee, who is always tough as nails.
They're playing very good right now.
They are. And then let's see, Glencoe's part of this region. We are, and I think I'm forgetting one. Plainview.
So pretty much everybody in the league's got it's a good, just good top to bottom. It's just a good region.
It is, and I said this Saturday at our Pee Wee game, I think there are 6 or 7 teams in our region who could go play in another one and finish second or third.
My gosh. Well, there's Sylvania now, from what we've heard, they're really special. I know about Geraldine. I know Geraldine's special, but now I've heard the same thing about Sylvania.
I know they didn't lose much off last year's team who went to the semis. And the only reason they didn't go to the finals was because they ran into Piedmont.
Right. Right. Who obviously went to the finals. And I'm sure Piedmont, did they win the other night?
Yes. Let's see. Yeah. Piedmont won.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I mean, I know they've got a coaching change, and like you said, you got Westbrook with Smith down there. Now, Ohatchee beat them 1 point, right?
Yeah, we actually had that. We watched film today. We had that game on film, and it was give Westbrook kids credit. Ohatchee got up like 26-7 or 26-6.
Right.
And then the Westbrook kids just fought tooth and nail to get back in it and lost it on a 2-point conversion at the end of the ball game.
Now, y'all lost 2 ball games, but it's been the South Side and Geraldine, so there's no shame in that. South Side's very good this year.
South Side don't get enough credit. I think they're a sleeper in Northeast Alabama.
Now, their quarterback
in Class 5A
is done, right?
Last I heard, it was a torn ACL. I haven't heard anything since the week after we played them. But you hate to see that for a kid who's worked 3 years, 4 years to get in position his senior year and have a real good group around him. And he hurt his knee on a non-contact injury. He kind of jump cut, and when he landed, it just went out from under him.
I hear that happening a lot. I mean, a lot. I heard about it the other day. Somebody out for the year on a non-contact injury.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? There seems like there's more of that. We're looking at you guys' schedule right now. You get to host. Coach Smith's coming to town over there.
This week is a big one.
Yeah.
This has got playoff implications written all over.
I'll tell you what, to make the top 4 here is about like winning a state title, isn't it? I mean,
and I said it today when we was watching film. I said, guys, if we can get in, we got a shot.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is a tough.
You go back over
tough
here,
region.
Let's say the rest of your schedule. You got Westbrook. Let me get this moved. You got Westbrook Christian coming, then you will be at White Plains. Now, I heard they had is that who y'all was talking about, had the injury?
No, we were talking about Southside.
Okay, well, they do too. They had a kid that got hurt. They got hurt pretty bad. And I don't know if he's coming back or what happened. I don't know if it's knee or what was going on. And then you'll be at Plainview, hosting Ohatchee, hosting Sylvania. You go to Piedmont, and then be a nice little game to play. Host Sardis. That's not.
Now Sardis is pretty good
Yeah.
this year, aren't they, Coach?
Yeah, Sardis. I think at one point in time, I'm not sure after this week, was averaging about 60 points a game, and I know they played a good Arab team to within two or three. I can't remember the exact final score, but it was 29-26.
Wow. Wow.
They're 2-1 overall. They have scored 120. They've allowed 49. And let's go over here. Their schedule.
Who's their coach now, Coach?
B.J. Brooks.
B.J. Sardis' coach?
Yep, first year.
I coached with him. Yeah, he's wow. They're doing well.
They Arab beat them by 3.
Saying Arab's good.
Then they got Columbia, Brewer, Douglas, Scottsboro, Boaz, Gunnersville.
Who has Sardis beat?
They beat DAR first week, and I cannot remember who they
New Hope.
Yeah, beat New Hope 34-14.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter who they're beating to win right now up there because they've had some tough seasons, have they not?
Yeah.
The Hillries, they have. But they've got a pretty senior-heavy team, I think, if I remember from last year. And a lot of guys who are grown men. You're talking like 6'3", 6'4",
Right.
220-plus pounds. Just guys who've matured and have put on some of the, grown man strength.
Well, it looks like you guys have played well. You've been 1-0 at home. Now you're 0-2 away. So having Westbrook there with Coach Rob, that's favorable. I'm saying to have Coach Smith coming to you guys.
I think so, and it's just something about being in your own locker room, in your own field house.
Sure.
Not having to ride the bus, an hour to a game.
Yeah.
It's just the comfort of being at home, having your home good crowd. That's one thing. Our Glencoe game that was at home, that place was packed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was yeah.
Well, that's a big rival, and Coach,
being able to sit in your own locker in your own field house, and it's a big advantage.
and I'm not coming too. That's a pretty big advantage for you.
Yeah.
Every time I go watching,
honestly, I wish you'd come and leave about midway through the second quarter. That'd probably be best for us.
I did that one game, and they come back and won.
Yeah.
And I was at the Crossville game, y'all. No, it rained it out, remember? And I left.
No, you left, and we ended up coming back and winning that game too. So,
It's a bad luck
you're
charm.
more than welcome to come to Hokes Bluff. I'll get you in on a free ticket as long as you leave before halftime.
Can I wait till halftime? That's a true story. We're not exaggerating that. Well, I went to Deschler, Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, we
Left.
had us in Cherokee County in the quarterfinals too, and you left.
Left Cherokee County. They come back and won. I think y'all were down. Were y'all down 28-7?
No, we won 28-21. I think we were down
21-7.
And,
Kyron
it was a
Duke.
rough 14-7. It was 14-0 actually.
Yeah, 14-0.
They took the first two plays of the game.
And
They
Tyron
were shot out of a cannon.
Dupree. You know, he leads Liberty in tackles right now.
He had a good weekend this weekend. I think he had 12.
He's had 33 tackles in 3 games for Liberty.
Now, Coach Smith and bunch, Westbrook, they lost a close one, of course, we had talked about the other week. 34-33 to Ohatchee. They wound up scoring 56 on Coach Martin up there at Glencoe. So it looks like they're kind of ready to roll, and they are ready to ride into stadium over there and play you guys a good game. I know it'll be a good game, and he's going to have his guys ready, and you guys do a good job down there. Hokes Bluff Eagles, and that's a hard schedule. I mean,
That's a very tough
White Plains
schedule.
is not. They're kind of in a bad spot. Plainview looks promising, and again, hey, look, you got Ohatchee at home and Sylvania at home, Coach.
Mhm.
That's very favorable. Now you got to go to Piedmont. Man, that's your two toughest games in the middle of the year. It's pretty good.
There's not a place we can kind of sit down and kind of take that. Hey, let's get our twos ready this week. There's nothing close on that on our schedule.
This is
nowhere.
the toughest schedule you've seen for y'all since you've been back there. I mean, y'all have had some tough ones when you were in
My
4A.
early years when we were 4A,
Mm-hmm.
and we put Alexandria homecoming one year.
Mm-hmm.
It showed you how tough our schedule was that year.
No, that's bad when they're your homecoming game,
I
right?
think my second year at Hokes Bluff, we had 6 of our region teams had won a state title in the last 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
So it was that was a tough schedule.
Well,
And we really hadn't had an easy one since I've been back. I mean,
No.
Either with Cherokee County and Aniana and 4A, or with Piedmont and Saxon 3A, and I'm kind of curious as to how many years we've played a state champion. I would really. I need to go back and figure that up. So it's
probably a
about
good
32 years
bit.
back.
Probably a good
played
bit.
a team that was in the semis. I mean, I bet you it's probably 10 out of 13.
Do you miss playing Cherokee County? I don't guess you do you?
No, I've seen what they've been doing to people.
Speaking of,
Now, y'all beat them 1 point last time you played them.
We did.
Speaking of, what do you think about the Cherokee County team right now? How they're kind of rolling along?
I've heard a lot of good stuff about Coach Kelly. It seems like, and it's not just this year. He's really put together a complete program.
He has.
And it's not just a flash in the pan. Hey, look at all the talent we got. I think it's a program that builds on itself year to year.
Yeah, well, in the weight room is where it's at. That's where he's different from everything he does over there. It's very, very, very different. We want to talk about some, I guess, some other games or something, and just I kind of like your opinion on some of these scores and stuff. We'll go through these while you're on here with us. Aliceville wins. Andalusia gets another win. Appalachian 35-22 or Woodville. BB Comer's rolling right along, Coach. What do you think about the BB Comer? They beat Elba 48-9. What?
Yeah, and Elba's usually a pretty.
No, BB Comer won. I'm sorry. Elba won over Brantley 48-7, which is still surprising.
Elba's usually pretty good. I mean, but
yeah.
BB Comer's came on the past, I don't know, what, 3 or 4 years.
Yes, they have.
I remember it's about 3 or 4 years ago. I think they finished third in their region, and everybody was, oohing and ahhing because that was really their first time
in a while.
To break into the playoffs.
This Harris kid, man, he's a man. I mean, he looks like Fluff. You know how Bothell looks. He just looks 24 years old, like he's junior year college.
And we went through that when I first got back to Hokes Bluff. A couple of 1-9s, 2-8 seasons, and then we started off a year 0-3. We got a big win versus White Plains to get to 1-3. Our rival Glencoe to get to 2-3, and then we
won the rest of it.
Really, really good Aniana team, and that win that year kind of set us. Beat them in overtime, 28-27. That win really propelled us, and I think that's kind of what BB Comer had.
Okay.
And I looked at one of the coaches on the way home the other night at Geraldine. I said, "Boys, we were really close to beating a good team and maybe catapulting ourselves into a role, into a run." And sometimes all it takes is that one win over a really good team to boost your confidence.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if BB Comer won the state. I'm not saying they're going to win the state. I just wouldn't be shocked.
Pretty good shot at it. Some bigger football. Against the city over Fort Payne, 63-41.
Wow.
Highland Home over Lynette, 40-14. Jacksonville. What about Jacksonville and Anniston? 52-24. What do you think about that score?
I know that the quarterback over at Jacksonville, Ogle, really good player.
We watched him play the other night.
Yeah, we went to Hanley and watched him play. Wow, what a!
He's got a good arm.
Man.
He is. I remember we played him in a couple years ago, and he was a junior high game. He was an 8th grader, and he was really good then too.
He's got a good receiver too.
And he comes from a football family.
That's right. Yeah.
Growing up football is a great mental edge.
It is,
because he saw what it took when he was 4, 5, and 6 years old, and was kind of mentally prepared to step into that role.
Yeah, it does. It makes
at an early age.
It does. It makes a difference. Anniston's kind of reeling a little bit. They've had some players lost after Coach White, moved on.
Yeah, anytime you lose a bunch of SEC signees, you're going to take a small step back.
Yeah, you don't just rebuild from that.
Talking about some small town football that are really good, though. Marion County and Maples will both get wins. And Millery, that 1A team, they're still rocking right along.
I think they're going to pick up the trophy this year.
Probably so. It looks promising. Munford and Catholic both get a win. Oxford, hey, Coach Probst down at Pell City gets his first win over an undefeated team, too. They go in there and take care of business.
Who did Pell City beat?
I didn't even put it down.
So but he got a win.
Yeah. Pisgah 66-13 over Coach Willingham. Surprised at the score.
I'll say this. Pisgah has got a good thing going right now.
How good are they?
And I know this is kind of even taking a step further back, but my son, he plays, this is his last year of Pee Wee football. Right now we've had a great season at 5-0. Guess who we're playing Saturday who is also 5-0?
Pisgah.
Pisgah. And, I think Pruitt up there has rejuvenated football from the top down. And
that's well, they went to they were good in football last year. Their basketball went to the Elite Eight. And it's the same group of guys.
Mhm.
And Luke Pruitt, right, which is Jeremy Pruitt's brother, right?
What's up, Kahuna?
yes,
Yeah, he's the
I
coach
actually
there.
took some classes with him in college at JSU.
Hey, they may come out of the north. I mean, I'm assuming it'll be between them and Fife.
Here's another team that I'm curious about your input on. Randolph County 40, Raglan 34. Randolph County's rocking right along. I think they're not getting a lot of talk. I think people should pay attention to them.
Well, they need to be getting more talk. Or Raglan won. I mean, Raglan scored 34 on them.
Well, but they could have put in the
I mean, they could have.
60 to nothing. They would put in the second team.
Pretty close.
And again, as two places always had good football. A lot of tradition coming out of both of them.
Well, I'll tell you from my experience when Marcus played Pee Wee, we were Ravens over here, and Bubba Pruitt and Hurley Henderson and Sean and all us, Brad Hunter, all was together there for a couple of years. Our team was the Rams, Mountain Rams with Sylvania.
Mm-hmm.
So those guys that were a young class then, man, they never lost. So now they're seniors and juniors this year because mine's just 2 years out. So Sylvania's got some good football players up there.
No, they must. I kind of, in Pisgah too. I mean, just.
Yep. Well, some of them go over there or 64 to Ohatchee 34.
Who?
Sylvania and Ohatchee. Sweet.
Yeah, it was something like it was.
Yeah.
At one point, I heard it was 24 all.
Yeah.
64 to 34.
Yeah.
That's just wow. And Ohatchee has played good all year.
And I don't know if y'all heard the stats from the Sylvania running back against Piedmont.
No.
I think it was 37 or 47 carries.
How many yards?
For 350 plus.
All right. I know I'm asking, but did you know what's his name? I don't know any of Sylvania or Pisgah's
Off the
players.
top of my head, I do not know, but I remember from last year, very tough kid.
They're hard to find anything about in the paper or online or anywhere. Both teams, Sylvania or Pisgah, and Fife. They don't, which we know who's good for Fife because we've been up there. But
there's your roster right here.
I've never heard of any of these guys because they don't get a lot of exposure around here.
Quarterback Griffin Turner, running back Sean Gimm, number 10.
I cannot remember.
Travis Owens, he's a sophomore. Well, the senior is Sean. That's the two That's the two guys listed as tailback. Somebody on chat knows running back Sylvania. It's either Sean or Travis.
I don't have a clue.
I know he had 37 or 47 carries, and you talk about a workload in one ball game.
Yeah. I've seen a back carry it 37 times.
Against a Piedmont team. That's not a. That's not a walk in the park.
No.
Jacob had 25 carries for 407. I mean, he's averaging 16 yards a carry Friday night. 16 yards every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's better than average.
At White Plains, we knew a player got hurt up there. I don't think they've won a game. I don't think Hanley 41-0 over them. Linden 22-6 over Marengo. Marengo's usually hanging around in there. Pickens County over Berry.
Me and Sexton been to Berry before. That was a nice little trip, wasn't it?
Yeah.
44-7. Red Bay and Reeltown both get wins, and then of course the big 7A football. What about Vestavia beating Hoover 26-7?
I think Vestavia's for real.
I watched them play last year. Hoover, me and Bo and Brick Boy went, and that game come to the wire. Vestavia's got some guy, and I wish Bo would drop in here and say what the kid's name was. He was great. He's like 6'4", 180, just can jump him off the, like 100-inch vertical. It's crazy.
No, they've always been good, though, hadn't they, Sexton? Vestavia's always got a good team.
They've never been able to get over the Hoover hurdle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that ended the 8-game losing streak to Hoover.
Yeah.
But you get into that 7A football, it's a different world.
Oh, yeah. It's like college ball, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, pretty much.
How many coaches? We were there. They have generators set up for their TVs and tents. I mean, there was probably, seriously, there's 15 coaches there.
They're probably talking on phones over there. I'm talking about to the coordinator.
Yeah, they have iPads in their hands, and they're like.
Now, Hokes Bluff, we have an iPad. We get
One iPad.
An iPad.
It's like the iPads, and they use them at practice with cameras on their helmet, so then they can replay it and go back through it, and they can digitally enhance and show where they missed the pass or where the receiver didn't. Yeah, it's just crazy. Lastly, here are some weekends. Saraland 49 over Spanish Fort 7. Saraland's really always.
Saraland's got the best player in the state. That receiver, he's the best player in the state.
Yeah.
Our highest recruit.
Yes.
Ryan Williams, I think's his name.
Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for that, we'll go through. Let's hit two of our sponsors real quick. Carrying us through some of those scoreboard show. Warrior Gym and Tanning over here in town at 1118 West Main Street. Hey, go over here and give John a call. I was over there this morning, 226-4333. That's 266-4333. Warrior Gym and Tanning. I think right now he's got a special running for 100. I think I'm probably telling him, you heard it on the Matt and Todd show, you can $100 a year for a membership. I mean, how can you go wrong there? And also, one of our newest sponsors, we appreciate Mark Haygood. He's in the chat here talking with us. Impact Realty. Call Mark Haygood, 256-613-0202. Let him line you up on the spot. At least take you in the house and give you some kind of tour and help you and your family be in the right place to be comfortable and something that you can afford. Holler at Mark. He'll be glad to work with you. If you like to email, his email is holler@haygood@gmail.com. That's HOLLERAT, Haygood, HAYGOOD @gmail.com. And those are two of our good sponsors. We appreciate them for hanging on with us. Sexton, we know you probably would like to see your children because you'd have about 100 things going on during the week. Pee wee football,
I had 100 children.
high school football. I mean, you coach 2 football teams, so
Yeah,
I got my little one out here in the yard with me. She's raking up some of the shrubbery I cut down. So start her young working.
we got to get together soon. I'll call you this week. I know I said that last week.
Anderson kid from Pennsylvania.
Endless shrimp. Yeah, we got to do that. Yeah, endless shrimp.
Yeah, let's all get together and go to a football game Friday night. Oh yeah, you can't do that. We'll have to wait till
You can't do it on Saturday either.
y'all win state.
We don't want to say that we hope you get put out so you can go to games with us. We can't say that.
No, we'll say we'll wait till you win state.
Yeah. Then we'll go to a Georgia game.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. There's some days I come home and I'm just as tired as I can be. And then, after that win at Glencoe, we got some traditions at Hokes, Bluff we do after a big win. That you talk about a great time. Makes all the hard work worth it. Getting to enjoy that win with some young men.
Yeah.
And then on Saturdays, we had a game this past week. I'm out there with 11 and 12-year-olds. We get a big lead, and then we get to put in our twos.
Mm-hmm.
And I see a kid score his first touchdown, and he comes off the field with a smile on his face that could light up a room, and
That means a lot.
That's a great feeling, and hopefully I'll be healthy enough, and Lord willing, be able to coach when these 11 and 12-year-olds are 18 and 19. And I've already told some of these 12-year-olds, I said, guys, if I'm still around on y'all senior night, I'm going to squat like a baby.
Yeah.
Yep. I've got pictures of them when they were 4 on a T-ball team of mine.
Yep. Been there, done that, bro. From Walker Pruitt's class and now the seniors at center this year, like Hayden Wheeler. Man, I've known these little boys since I lost them last year, Connor. And, of course, Corey and my son, Marcus, Jacob Burleson and Preston, watching their last game. It's hard to hug a half-grown man's face, and he's got tears in his beard, and it's rubbing your face, we're kind of the top of my head because he's like 6'6". It's different, man. It's something to experience. So from advice from me to you, just every once in a while during the game, just kind of stop and take a mental picture.
Yeah. And this is my 19th year coaching.
Yeah.
Organized school football. And Todd knows this young man, Braden Hill, this past week sent me an invitation to his wedding.
Yeah, it's cool.
When you hadn't talked to somebody in a couple years and you get your phone rings and you don't recognize the number and you hear, hey, coach, and you know exactly who it is, and he's wanting you to come share a special day with him, that's a great feeling to know you maybe impacted somebody's life, not just, wins. And we won a lot of games when Braden was out there.
Yes, y'all did. He's a safety receiver.
Safety and receiver, played at JSU for a couple of years, and went to 2 quarters and a semis while he was on the team. But to know you impacted him off the field and maybe taught him a little bit about work ethic, life. My son's always spent a lot of time with me at the football field. That's me trying to set an example of what it's like to be a grown man, a community leader, and a father. And hopefully, I think I'm having an impact on these kids' lives, and maybe they can look back when they're grown up and they'll see me sitting on the porch at Hokes Bluff in my chair talking about how good we was when I coached.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll have on a pair of shorts, and it'll be about 47 outside. He'll still be sitting in shorts out there.
I've got a sleeveless T-shirt on and a pair of gym shorts on, sitting on my tailgate.
Well, of course
right
you
now.
do.
We're going to be throwing shrimp at each other.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you on the rest of your season, and please call. You need to be a regular to call in at least every other week. We can come in and shoot the breeze for 10 minutes. Just see how things are going. Is that okay with you?
That's fine with me. Maybe I can bring a trivia question in every now and
Yes,
then.
please. That would be great. That's a really good idea. Yeah, do that. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hug the kids and the wife, and y'all have a good day at practice tomorrow.
Coach, I'll holler at you this week.
Yeah, we got practice tomorrow and the JV football game tomorrow night.
It'd probably be Tuesday night then.
Yeah. All right, sir. Have a good day. Y'all have a good week. Okay.
Hey, y'all have a good one. I appreciate what y'all do.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Coach.
See you, man.
See you.
That is Coach Sexton, Hokes Bluff.
Been around a long time.
Calling defense and chemistry up there at Hokes Bluff. I know we could talk to him all day. We've known him for years and years. So he's fun to talk to. I like just being around him. We shared football games on Saturdays up at Manny's years ago.
Yeah.
But he's got little ones now, and I remember he's just busy, and he's going to be busy for probably about 7 or 8 more years at least.
He's a busy man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the defensive coordinator at Hokes Bluff. You got practice Monday through Thursday. Then you've got Pee Wee practice.
Yeah, he said he's got practice in a game.
He stays gone all day on Saturday.
Yeah.
Unless they play an early one, which they usually don't.
No, because if you're the older you are, the late you play.
Right.
So the little boys play,
early.
12.
Yeah.
Adults play later, 4, 5, 6, and 8.
I think he said they had to play in Pisgah.
I didn't even know.
Or Ider yesterday.
There was years I didn't even know who Alabama was playing.
Oh, no. They don't.
I had no idea.
Well, I mean, they get to watch college football when they get home at 9.
Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that year, the first year, the Texas year, but then the next 2 years, like 11, 12, I don't have much recollection of Alabama football. 12, 13, I don't know.
Oh, really?
No, I wasn't there.
There wasn't no need in even calling you to come over and watch ball.
I wasn't at home. I was coaching football through the week, working, and then, sheesh.
I remember that. I remember, hey, you want to watch ball Saturday? I won't be here.
No,
Huh?
me and
No,
Sean
I'll be
and
gone all day.
Bubba Pruitt, we was just busy, man. But
Well, you'll be in later, won't you? No, I won't be there all day.
No, if I'm helping usually.
Yeah.
I usually had to help the league, so I'd wind up getting out flags or try to help Bubba do something, or I'd roll in at 8 or 9 o'clock. If Bama played a 7 game,
then y'all would get home when you played home a little earlier, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of our games was at Sylvania. I've coached up there on that field several times. In Jacksonville,
Yeah.
South Side,
Piedmont.
yeah, Piedmont.
Hokes Bluff. Didn't y'all play Hokes Bluff?
No, I don't remember playing them.
Y'all didn't. Y'all played Piedmont, though.
Yeah, we were kind of in the league with them and more Gadsden area. Like
I think Hokes Bluff came in the year. Did Ethan play 1 year after? No, him and Marcus played the same.
Yeah. We were on the same team.
Okay, I thought.
But hey, congrats to
Hokes Bluff.
Coach Sexton. We hope they have a good week and got the Fighting Smiths coming to town. But being there, that helps. And there are other 2 games, that Sylvania and Ohatchee game are at home too. So that maybe that'll spur right along with them. So
I think they'll have a good year. Obviously, if they held Geraldine to 17 and Carlos to 40-something yards rushing.
Wow, that's saying something, man.
I mean, because he's not, and they limited his touches, but I think he still ended up with 120 all-purpose.
I may run up to Sylvania and watch that game. Geraldine's going to be up there Friday.
Oh, man, that'll be a classic.
Yeah. Both undefeated, same 3A region 6, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, both of them. Geraldine's beat Fife, Coosa Christian, and now they've beat Hokes Bluff.
Yeah.
Sylvania's beat Ohatchee, and I don't know who else they beat, but they're undefeated.
Yeah. Speaking of, we'll run through Dean. BB Commerce at Vincent. They're both undefeated.
Yeah.
We ain't really going. I mean, we could say we figured BB Comer to be favored. Elba's at Presbyterian Christian. I figured that'd be. These are just some good games, some hot lit games. Leroy hosts St. Luke, both undefeated again. We got a lot of undefeated teams here. Jacksonville's going to be at Talladega. Jackson, the 4A South big team with Duckworth as the quarterback. You need to go check him out. Go to Powerhouse Sports on Facebook. Find Andrew. Good people. They do a show just like we do, and he keeps up with those teams. He had their coach. That link I sent you, he had the coach and the players on the show live. And you can kind of give people around here that, Cherokee County makes it state that maybe who they may line up with. But, my God, man, Hanley looks good.
I cannot. The biggest game of the week, well, there's two, and it's got to be Geraldine and Sylvania and Hanley. And
Geraldine's at Sylvania.
And Hanley
is the plus, and Ohatchee at Piedmont.
That'd be a good one.
And Hanley, like you said, Hanley's at Central Clay.
Oh, my gosh. Guys, you want to see a good game.
But Jackson's at Bayside, by the way, too. Under huge, big school. Right. Oh, man. I mean, we're talking about Bayside. They played state championships for.
They have.
That's the one that
Piedmont beat.
Yeah, well, they're 4-8. I guess they're 4-8 now.
I can't imagine.
Are they 4-8 now?
I don't know. Probably. Bayside.
Maybe.
Yeah, if they're playing Jackson.
Well, I don't mean nothing. But lastly, our Gadsden City Titans, they will be at Hartselle, and they're both 3-1. So there's another good matchup.
I can't imagine how good that Hanley Clay Central.
Yeah.
Central Clay
yeah.
will be. I mean,
whew. Guys, we watched them play. I'm going to tell you right now, them boys set your heads on fire.
But two good teams.
What's up, Logan? Good to see you on here, sir.
Logan who?
Crider. He has a spot over there. They do some.
I thought it was Logan Brooks. He's a Tennessee fan. I didn't know if he would.
They've buried themselves.
Well, I mean, I just didn't know if he would. They are.
Well, we're going to get into that in a few minutes. We kind of felt like they had a good shot too.
Matt, you had asked me to recognize a couple of other sponsors right quick.
Yeah, man, hit it up. Who's our guys going to lead us into some college sports here?
Cherokee County Eye Clinic, JR and April McKissick, up here on Main Street and Center, 256-927-4030. And Jerry Mobley, Concrete and Construction in Piedmont, Alabama, 903. You can reach him at 903-343-8581. That is Cherokee Eye Clinic and Mobley Concrete Construction.
Yeah, we appreciate Jerry and April JR. Hey, they got they've redone the eye clinic up there. They got a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, it looks good.
A lot of new frames and stuff. And Jerry, Zach Minyard Hot Wheels, if he's on, I'll give him your number. He's wanting to pour a spot next to his other patio spot. So I'm going to get him hooked up with you on that, come out and give him an estimate. And so that's how things happen.
Yeah.
People right here on the show, they can just talk to each other.
We get 10%.
Yeah, that'd be no problem. We'll fix that right up. No, just kidding. Yeah, we appreciate all our sponsors help make all this happen. Yes, Jeff Bicuspid.
How's he doing? I got a call.
That was almost not worth watching. Man, let's talk about it. Y'all want to talk about that?
Yeah,
let's take about a 30-second break, okay? Let me go right here and let's see here. Where is?
Oh, and congratulations to Gatlin Cox again.
Yeah, absolutely. Our Big Diamond Player of the Week. I'll be out there one day this week and get your shirt to you, Gatlin. Good job. Hang on a minute. Well, just 30 seconds. Hang on, okay? Okay, here we are, people. Welcome back to the Matt and Todd Show, show number 203. Thank you guys for stopping by the Big Wax here on 106.7. Matt and Todd Show, college football at its very best.
Now, what if he had to talk? What if we had to talk like that constantly?
Well, I tell you what, Dean, we're going to get right in here to some college football action.
274 yards.
Kansas State plays a stellar game with Johnson really getting in there and making some plays, but it's just too much. The Missouri Tigers.
Oh, God, they'd get old quick, wouldn't it?
I can't fake it.
Missouri, come on. We got to talk about them first. Wow.
Yeah, we watched that game here.
Yeah, we did. Wow.
I enjoyed some of the small aspects of some of the game. The screens were working for Missouri. They were keeping the pressure off of them that way. The pass interference call I wrote down here in the end zone for Kansas State, that changed the game for them.
Mm-hmm.
Then remember they had the jump pass for touchdown. Number 34.
I can't pronounce his name. Sonato?
Senate, I guess.
Senate. It's Senate.
24-17 K-State is what it was there at the time. And then Cook to number 3 with 8 minutes left in the game. 27-24 Missouri. 61-yard field goal. 30-27, the longest field goal in SEC
history.
What was the guy's name? Menzie?
No. Was it Menzie or Meshi? No, it wasn't Meshi. It was Menshi or Menzie.
30-27, Mizzou takes home the win over the ranked. They were number 15. Kansas State was a pretty good football team.
I know. Will Howard's a good quarterback. He got banged up a little bit, but the guy that come in for him ran for a bunch of yards. What you think about Luther Burden?
Very impressed. I think this game was 17-14 at half.
Guys, and Matt will agree with me on this. Missouri's got a receiver that's as good as anybody in the conference.
Yeah, well, you got him this summer because you did a spot on Missouri.
And they said that, and I didn't buy it, but I believe it.
We kind of went through them, and we would look at all these team schedules, and we would guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Colorado, they'll win 5-6, maybe 5. I'm still sticking with that. Missouri, you know, I was kind of stuck at 6, maybe 7.
I think I was on 5 or 6, maybe.
That was the big question. I remember the thumbnail was your picture and Missouri thing, and could they win? Could they go 8-5?
Right.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
Maybe at highly most.
At the most.
Hey, I don't remember looking at that schedule going, let's see, Kansas State. Yeah, they may. No, I'm thinking, I don't know if they win. They're a Big 12 champ.
Yeah.
And they got 16 guys back.
16 starters back.
And Mizzou hang on and beat them. They give Georgia trouble last year.
They did. I think it's a hard place to play. I'm being honest.
Maybe
I think Missouri is a hard place to play. And, Burden, but, man, Luther's good, man.
Yeah, how many did he wind up with?
He finished 6 for 117. 6 for 117.
Wow. Man, he's from Texas, just a Texas kid, played Luther Burton III.
Luther Burton III. Keep an eye on him, guys.
Yeah, keep an eye on Luther Burton III. SEC Receiver of the Year.
Hey, and Matt can attest to this. Last Sunday, we're watching a show, and they're talking about Missouri.
Oh, God.
Get rid of Drinkwitz. He stinks.
Oh, there's one fired.
And get the quarterback out of there.
Yes, we was watching SEC Mike, watching his podcast, him and his cousin Shane, the big Tennessee homer.
Clean house. Did they not say clean house?
I mean, they bring up, it's like this right here. He'd run the StreamYard, same thing we do.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd pop these comments up here like this. Fire drink. It's terrible. They were 2-0. Now they're 3-0. So where's those people at?
Well, they were mad because
Mevis. That was his name.
Mevis. Middle Tennessee State played them good.
Yes.
Yeah. Fire him. Get rid of Cook, especially Cook. They can't stand. Ain't that their quarterback, Brady Cook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Threw for 350 yards yesterday. 350.
Hey, look, I didn't think I'd say this, but right now, and you can tell by my tone of voice, like I did last week.
We're going into Alabama.
No, not yet. I can't because I'll get on a trip, and I done did like yesterday. I did today. We're talking with somebody. Me and Zach was talking to Jim. Yeah. Dean, does it feel like guys? Is Missouri carrying the SEC flag? Georgia just didn't. Well, they won but it was nearly tied at halftime. I mean,
yeah, they had to fight.
You have to come on in the fourth quarter and try to score a couple of touchdowns to win. And they're talking about, swap the quarterbacks.
Now, I think their quarterback's fine. I heard a lot of people getting on Bobo.
Yeah, so I don't like him.
They're killing him.
I don't. Wayne, if Wayne was, he hates him too. I didn't like him as a player. I don't think he's.
Well, they say he's conservative, offensive. And if you look, Beck completed 27 passes for 270 yards. I think they don't take shots down the field.
Well, but he didn't have a lot of that either.
No.
They were down 14-3. They try to get back in there and they try to start running the ball. And Edwards did have a good running game.
He did have a good game.
118 yards plus a touchdown on 20 carries. And then Bowers only had 7 catches for 54 yards. They kind of locked him up.
Yeah. And McConkey's still not playing.
No. 2 touchdowns in the third for them is what kind of got things going for them. Cash Jones scores that late touchdown to kind of seal the deal for Georgia. But, hey, Rattler's 22 for 42. I know it's a lot, 256 passing.
Rattler's pretty good. But I think Beck's doing good. I mean, is South Carolina better than we thought?
Well, they only run the ball for 53 yards.
Well, we said that was their problem anyway.
They had to remove a receiver. If you go back once, I did a spot on them. I told you this. So they had to remove a receiver to running back.
Well, so they've already lost too.
But he threw they had 309 yards of offense.
Yeah. Well, see, on the stat page, Georgia.
458.
Looks great.
Yeah.
458, quarterback threw for 269, tailback rush for 118. But the people are not happy with Georgia. Their fans are not happy with Bobo.
It's because of what it's supposed to be. And let me tell you, people don't forget now, that running clock's made a difference. Now pay attention. You're not going to be able to run the scores up and score
like you did
and have a 2-minute drive like that last time before the half. Like if you're not getting the ball and you got the ball and it's 5 minutes on the clock in the second quarter and you're not getting the ball, well, you go in a 2-minute offense and you can go down, and with the clock stopping on first downs, you can stop and get a play together. That's not how it works anymore.
Right. I thought that's big sense.
That's not the way it is anymore.
Yeah, it's made a difference.
It's made a difference. I'm telling you, it has.
Well, if you've watched and if you look at point spreads, a lot of teams aren't covering these huge spreads. They're not beating teams the way they, 38.5 points. They're not doing that.
No.
Michigan hasn't covered the spread yet.
No.
Against mid-major teams, and that's probably why.
Penn State did. I was wrong on that one.
They did, yes.
But they had 5 turnovers. They scored on every turnover.
Oh, Illinois gave them that game.
5. But anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying Penn State might have won anyway, but Illinois didn't help.
5? They scored on them, each one.
Yeah.
Of course they won. More SEC. Dean, what did you think about Auburn Sanford? It was on the ESPN Plus or something.
Well, I just expected Auburn to win that. They were supposed to, and they did.
They threw around, mess around. It's after halftime again. Before these teams can start be putting away. Throwing was 24 for 32. He had 282, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. He rushed for 123, and Cobb went up having 4 carries.
Did Hunter rush for 123?
Yeah.
Hunter's pretty good. Cobb's going to be there.
They had 340 receiving and 220 rushing for Auburn.
Well, they ended up with a lot of yards, didn't they?
Well, you're playing Sanford. I mean,
Sanford's not a D. I mean, they're a mid-major.
Yeah, 45-13 is the score, but when it's like,
they're 1AA, ain't they?
It's like 21-13 at half. You're like, what's going on here?
Some of that's lack of, I don't know. Seems like lack of motivation.
We talked about Tyron Dupree. Mentioned him. 55-27 over the Buffaloes. He had 7 tackles.
7
leads
tackles.
the team right now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's 28 in 3 games.
Yeah. Congrats to him for getting her done. Now, I'll mention this one, and then we'll get into the 2 bigger games.
Okay.
Backyard brawl. Taylor to Nico right before the half with Pitt in West Virginia. That was a pretty good game. It was 7-6 at the half, and then the running back for West Virginia, Donaldson Jr., winds up breaking off a big 90-yard run, and that game winds up going down to being a good game. So, I mean, you kind of have to mention the backyard brawl. But what about them Gators? I know Mason ain't on here. I'm sorry, Mason.
Wow, them Gators. Wow, 29-16.
We were wrong. I'll admit, hey, look, when I'm wrong, I'll look right at the camera and say, we didn't pick Florida to win that game.
Lord, no. No, I did not.
Curse
I
of
did
the
not.
swamp.
And your boy that you said plays on every team in the United States, or it seems like, because
ATM.
everybody's got one. 172 yards rushing.
He,
Mertz didn't have a big game. He had 166.
guys, one of the most. This is the best team. They get the team award. Hey, Matt and Todd Show team award for college football, Florida.
I mean, that's big, guys.
I mean watching the game. I'm seriously, I really watched the game. Super balanced. What was their passing to rushing numbers on?
They rushed for 166 and rushed for about 250.
See, like I wonder how many times they ran it, how many times I bet it's very close.
Oh, it was. Yes, because he carried 24 times.
The balance was great. It was 12-7.
It was about 35. It was about even. They probably actually ran a little more, and he wants to do that. He don't want to chunk it every down.
Well, right
Napier.
before half, it was 12-7.
Mm-hmm.
And, we thought, well, this is going to be, one of those kind of games. Well, the pick by Florida off a sack, that was the part of the changing point in the game.
And I know Tennessee fans are down on Milton. He completed 60% of his passes for 287 yards. But technically, and according to their fans, he didn't have a good game. He threw that interception.
Mertz had 282 at the half. It was 26 to
7. Yeah.
So he had a good first. Florida was very balanced. Hats
Yeah,
off
very,
to Coach
very,
Napier, and just hats off to
Well, ATN. He
the coaches. They look ready. Is that a good? Can
yeah.
I
Yeah, they
say
were.
that? They look ready.
They were. And he
Tennessee
had,
didn't look ready.
well, you know how ESPN gives out their game balls. Most of the guys gave it to Trevor Etienne. 172 yards rushing. That's
Well, I'll tell you another guy. And we'll go over
that's
this game
fantastic.
too. Hey, Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid.
Dart.
Billy the Kid.
Oh, Billy Napier.
This happens every week. They're catching on now.
Who's Billy the Kid?
Yeah, Billy Napier.
Oh.
Ow!
I didn't know
Got
what you're talking about.
Hey, hats off to him for doing a good job.
Well, they're ready to fire him. Now he's okay.
And who they got next week?
Florida, let's see here. Florida does not have a big game. Does not have a big game next week. They play mid-major. They may be off.
I don't think it's time to be off.
Hold on, let me look on here. Hold on.
I got strangled. Arkansas, LSU, Texas, Baylor,
I'll go over that here in a minute.
Duke, UConn. Well, maybe not.
They play Charlotte.
Oh, God.
That's why that didn't
That's
pop
why I
up.
didn't write it down.
They play
I
Charlotte.
know I didn't have them wrote down. It's like, well, I wonder why I didn't.
I think they would. No, I've got everybody wrote down on here except for Florida, and now I see why they play Charlotte. They'll be okay. You don't lose. You don't beat Tennessee and come back and lose to Charlotte.
No,
usually,
they shouldn't. So
but I think Charlotte's good. I mean, Florida's good. Their quarterback
yeah, Mertz.
is good. They got Ricky Pearsall at receiver. He's good, and obviously they got a good running back. Look for good things out of them.
I think this game is going to give them a little bit of confidence because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us, me, you,
Mm-hmm. We didn't give them a chance.
you told your words was they're not ready for. I said I'm not Tennessee. They win that game. They'll beat them by 10. Maybe it's at the Swamp. It won't be a lot. They beat them by a touchdown.
Yeah, now I thought they might cover.
Thought we both had 3 or 7,
Yeah, I thought they might cover.
but not. What happened to Tennessee? They just did
I
not
don't
look.
know.
I mean, we could sit here and break down the plays. A lot of other channels do that, and they'll talk about this play, and they'll talk about how this guy run a hitch.
Well, let's face the truth. And the truth is, for any Tennessee fans, and Matt, you know this, you knew it last year, Heupel has done a good job
With what he's got,
but they're not good on defense, guys.
Tucker's gone.
They're not good on defense,
And I'll tell
and
you
it's killing them.
who was good on defense yesterday? That's Florida.
Florida was very good on defense.
Milton had a lot of trouble getting the ball off. A lot of trouble getting the ball off. He overthrows, underthrows. They're running around in circles. about like Simpson and Buckner at Bama game.
I know.
They're getting run around in circles. It's hard to be accurate when you're,
Right.
when you can't settle your feet.
Well, everybody in the South makes fun of USC's offense, myself included. Guys, Tennessee's defense is not good.
No, and it's not better
It's
than
not good.
USC's.
No,
It's not better than Texas.
it wasn't better than them. It wasn't any good last year.
No, they could just score 50.
Alabama scored 49. South Carolina scored 63. And I hate to be, because I feel for the players. I know they work hard. But there's not a big mystery to what Tennessee's problem is.
Yeah.
It's their defense. It's their defense. You can't be 100th in defense.
Yeah.
And win a national
Well,
championship.
if you are, then you better be top 3 in offense.
Yes.
If you're going to give up 50, you better score 55 a game.
And Matt said their other problem, they lost Hooker. Hooker's good, guys.
Well, yeah, that's the biggest problem.
Milton will be fine. It's not time to bench him and put in Nico.
No.
Do you think?
Uh,
He threw for 287 yards. But Tennessee's ground game didn't get going. Small and right.
They just couldn't, man. Squirrel them. They
had
tried
over 100 yards, but
they try to throw some, whack balls out there on little screens and that type of stuff. And they just couldn't. They couldn't. It just wouldn't start. It just wouldn't happen.
it just wasn't their night.
No,
At all. But what was the other game you were?
yeah, LSU, man.
Oh my gosh.
Tell us about the LSU game. What did you think?
I just thought LSU dominated them from start to finish. Jaden Daniels, we claimed him to be the best quarterback in the conference. He showed it yesterday, 361 yards.
Neighbors,
13 catches, 239 yards. That's one of the top 10 performances in SEC history.
Tennessee got UTSA, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. They'll be okay. They'll be okay on
They'll
that.
be South Carolina next week.
But see, I came over here to watch LSU game, and we ended up watching
Crap. Missouri.
And you said he's throwing the neighbors every
A lot.
play.
He just started throwing him the ball, and then it was just like, all right, well, nobody else wants to play football today, so.
He threw 17 times to him, and he had 400. He rushed for 65 yards. Daniels, he had 426 yards. They had 500 and something yards.
Yeah.
Just a fantastic game. They looked like, and I thought they were going to beat it. Florida State.
239 yards on 13
catches. That's 18 yards a catch.
What did Rogers wind up with?
They didn't do much. Their
130.
stats were paltry.
They barely had the Marks kid had about 75 rushing. And of course, the Thomas and Robinson, a couple of their receivers, what it makes 41-14 was the final.
Hey, Kelly had them ready.
Yeah,
He did.
yeah. They were irritated by how they responded. So that's another team we can put on the Turkey Eye Clinic eye test. Lose a game, bounce back. How do you respond? Win.
72-10 over Grambling. Then they beat Mississippi State. Guys, they were not. They went in there and beat them like that.
Florida goes out and lays a big goose egg.
Florida State.
No, Florida.
Oh yeah,
lost to Utah.
You lost to Utah.
How do you respond? Beat Tennessee at home.
They did.
Okay.
So both of them have responded well. LSU goes into Mississippi State and dominates, and Florida pretty much dominates against Tennessee, who I think everybody will agree is as good or better than Utah.
South Carolina tried to respond too. They made a good push against Georgia for a little while.
See, they dropped 2 now. They lost to North Carolina too.
Yeah.
Well, Matt,
Yeah,
what do you think about Arkansas?
they got trouble. Well, I keep saying this about every team we bring up. Alabama, they got trouble. They're
Arkansas was
spots.
winning that ball game for a long time. BYU 38-31 over Arkansas.
they say you can't lose those games.
They were not supposed to, but they did. Okay, is BYU good or is Arkansas just not very good?
Arkansas is not very good.
Vandy gets beat by UNLV
Well, that's not
40-37.
super surprising.
It wasn't. Other SEC, Kentucky won. Texas A&M, they had a smaller type game. Ole Miss, Matt
Jackson
387 yards, 387, 250 on the air, 251 in the air, 136 on the ground.
Remember those numbers there because we go back here and get on Bama.
387.
Bama's going to host Ole Miss. So, Arkansas, they got problems up front too. A lot of these teams do. And
They do.
I don't know if Jefferson, I don't know if he's gimped up a little.
He could be. And Sanders, he's their best running back. I want to say, let's see how the Rocket did yesterday. They're good players. You can have great players on your team and still not have a great team.
No, it happens.
But let's see what. I didn't think Jefferson was as good last year as he was the year before. Arkansas, BYU.
Yeah, Ole Miss ran. They ran for 300 yards.
Oh, yeah. Judkins had – he didn't have a big game again, but –
he had 40.
He didn't have to with Dart rushing for 140.
Bentley the fourth had 60. Touchdown.
Jefferson 247.
Arkansas seems to have some of those problems that Alabama does.
Well, I see one of the problems there. Sanders did not play.
At all?
Rocket Sanders did not touch the ball. I did not know he was out.
Let's see.
Well, I'd say that hurt him. They lost a lot, though. He did not touch the ball. And in the game before, he did not touch.
Announced the star running back.
Yeah, he's out.
Lundy said he would not play. Speedway Sanders rushing a knee injury that he suffered in the season opener. Oh, God. So
I knew he played in the season opener. I hadn't heard that's not.
He's done then. He must have tore ACL. Or
Guys, I'm not getting on you, but all we hear about is Alabama's demise and how Colorado's great again. We hadn't even heard that Rocket Sanders is out for the year because it's on nowhere.
No. Well, you heard it here. So that's why you guys hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 500. And it's easy to subscribe. It don't bother you. All it does is just pop up and think, hey, Matt and Todd Show's live. Tell a friend about the show. Say, hey, if you like college football, just two good old guys talking, no crazy wild commercials every 3 minutes. No crazy politics talking about what Fox or CNN's talking about. And we're trying to we got an agenda. Like
right.
The people that pay us have an agenda to push some kind of poke or stab or whatever they're trying to put. We're just talking sports.
Right.
If you want just a good sports show, we're going to talk about our local guys, usually the first 20 minutes of the show. But we're going to talk about college football. Come over here and hang out with us. And we're on about an hour. And we're fixing to get done here in a few minutes.
Well, Matt, before you go into Alabama, FSU barely hangs on against Boston College, who is not a very good team.
I'm not sure about that one.
That just shocked me. Travis Jordan, 212 yards, 38 rushing. Wilson, 105 receiving. That's the big tall one. For some reason, the guy that transferred from Michigan State to Florida State, Keon Coleman, did not play. He's hurt.
Yeah.
Benson rushed for 68, 457 yards for Boston College.
Yeah.
457.
Wilson had 105 for the day for receiving. Ran for 126 for Travis. It's not bad.
That's not bad. And the other ones before we Notre Dame beat Central Michigan. Duke
they got
still undefeated.
Huh? Notre Dame's got a game this week.
They got a game.
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Oh, Michigan won. Ohio State 63-10. Michigan 31-6. Oregon 55-10. Texas, Wyoming 31-10. That was a good game.
Notes on that right here.
What'd you? Okay,
I got something.
That was kind of
it was on. The problem is on Longhorn Network, and ain't nobody got. I just do because I got one of those Fire Sticks, and I get about 20,000 channels. 10-7 Texas with 3 minutes left in the third.
I know. 10-7.
I started watching at halftime. Ewers sacked a couple of times, so Wyoming got home better than Bama.
He threw for 130 yards.
31-10 was the final for Texas. Ewers 11 for 21, 130, 2 touchdowns. Brooks rushed for 164. Worthy had 56, a touchdown, and Mitchell wound up with 30. But 31-10 was the final. But it's 10-7. They're ahead by a field goal with 3 minutes left in the third. I didn't say 3 minutes left in the first or second. Guys, we did go to halftime. Bam, 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 bam. Then they come back. It's the end of the third quarter. We're going into finish the game. It's 10-7.
10-7.
What has Wyoming got that Bama don't? I'm fixing to tell you what Wyoming has that Bama don't. It was a good. I mean, it was a fun game to watch for the most part. Now Texas wound up turning it on like Georgia did.
Mm-hmm.
These teams are just a little deeper. Wind up turning it on later because they just have more talent. Let's just be honest.
Well, they do.
They just do. Why it's just center run off for Good Hope. They just got.
They're just better.
They just got more players. They're just a little better.
Yeah.
They just they're matched up pretty even, and that's that's the way it is.
You can be. Your better teams are usually.
Now, we had put out a video back about 2 weeks ago, and I asked the question. It was a little 10-minute spot. Y'all can back and go find it. Hey, Zach, what's up? Good to see you back on here. Yes, we're going to talk about Travis Hunter, still in hospital condition unknown, has been released. So he come back. We'll talk. Yeah, I'll talk about that before we get because Travis Hunter
talk about Colorado long.
He come back in the game after he took that shot. Okay, I seen him on the field. He played some time after he was hit, and let's see here.
Good shot.
45-35, 2 overtimes.
Cheap shot.
That was the final score of the game. Colorado State had 100 yards rushing, 400 yards passing.
400.
Now, Coach of Colorado State, he's been there a while, and a lot of his players are from the state of Colorado. Well, he pops off on a social media thing. He was saying that he was glad that this is the first time that 2 black coaches have been in Colorado State and Colorado and played each other. He said, I'm so happy for Coach Sanders being here.
Mm-hmm.
This is great for us, young black guys getting into coaching. He's happy about that. And but when I talk to adults, my mom told me to take my hat and my sunglasses off. Why? Why do you have to say that?
So he followed up the compliments with that.
Well, how do you think it's going to respond? What are you going to say if somebody says something about how your mama raised you?
Yeah.
And you didn't. His daddy was never around. Deion's mama was a janitor. She was a cleaning lady. So he takes a lot of pride in his mama.
Mm-hmm.
He told her she would never work like that again, and she was actually part of their pregame speech.
Mm-hmm.
That got them so worked up. Game day was there. The Rock was there. Master P's on the sideline. Lil Wayne singing before the game. Offset, which is part of the Migos. If some people don't know who they are, you may not. I just know because of my son. Huge celebrities. The guy bringing in the game said the sideline looked like a BET Awards. The guy on the announcer, and that's not me, that's the guy on Fox, said,
He get fired.
Mark Elson, I think his name. He's a black guy that called the game.
Oh, never mind.
And he was just, saying there's a lot of firepower down there. The Rock Johnson is standing on the sideline with Master P and Lil Wayne. These are the biggest people. They're known worldwide. Everybody was there but P. Diddy. He's the only one, or Snoop Dogg, but Snoop's USC or UCLA, because his kids.
His UCLA.
But him and Deion coached together.
Right.
Pee-wee stuff.
Yeah.
I think all that was a huge distraction. It really got their mind off the game. And then they're thinking about Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
The game, Pat McAfee show was there Thursday. Then the game day was there Friday. Deion's up there twice. He's talking about his sunglasses. He give the Rock a pair of his sunglasses and wound up selling $1 million worth of sunglasses. There's just a lot going on out there.
Right now. I love Deion, but I don't understand all this.
I watched him play his whole career.
Is it too much?
No, but people that don't know, it's my your age.
I'm talking about not by him, by the media.
Yeah, well, but it's because it's him.
Right.
If Bo Jackson would have taken a team and come out, we're talking about one of the best.
Yeah, 3-0. Would it be the same type of coverage?
Yeah. Well, but maybe not, because Bo is just more get up skull and go hunt.
Yeah.
But the people that don't know, Dean, tell them what Deion was like at Florida State. Did he wear gold chains?
Yes.
Did he wear double hoop gold earrings?
Oh, it was ridiculous when he come to Atlanta.
Did he have a Mr. T starter set at the Falcons?
Oh, yeah.
When he
Big
played
time.
for the Braves, did he not have a huge gold chain? Did he not have gold? Didn't he have a gold tooth?
I think he was so. Oh, I remember when he came in. I'm like, who is this guy?
His hair was just beautiful, curly, Jerry curled in
Soul glow.
Soul glow.
That's what they used to call it.
But he laughs
On Harlem now.
about that because he's kind of balding now.
Coming to America, I mean.
But he said mine didn't drip. Mine didn't drip. You know, he makes fun of himself.
Oh, they asked him about the soul glow.
His buddies, you know, in the locker. I mean, on the team there at Colorado, some of the coaches.
Yeah.
They're having. Listen, guys. I'll say this, and we'll move on. The guys there at Colorado, I watch Well Off Media. They're having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
They're teaching a lot of these men that don't have men in their lives about good stuff, and you can see. Look, nobody talks about this. What about the moment over there with Horn Jr. drops a huge pass on like third down? He goes straight to the sideline, his head down. Deion walks out on the field and grabs him.
I think he's great with the kids.
He grabs him, puts his arm around, and said, "Hey, something like, you're good, you're good. I can read lips a little. You're good, you're good. You're gonna be all right." And he hugs him. He's like, "I love you too." Let's talk about that. That he's mentoring these young men to be good men. Now, the part where Sanders throws for 248. 38 for 47, 4 touchdowns and 1 pick. Edwards ran for 57. Weaver over 100 and a touchdown. Harrison almost 100. And Horn Jr. had a touchdown. Hey, and the Mitchell kid on defense, he had 15 tackles.
Mm-hmm.
That's beside the game. Now, the score, like we said, was 45-35. They're fixing to play Oregon this weekend at Eugene. I look for
them to get drilled. I think their defense and their lack of running game is going to hurt them at some point.
42-24.
Yeah, I'll go with that. 42-24. That's a good score.
And
45-27.
At half, it may be 36-7, Oregon. And then they kind of slow down because maybe coach don't want to embarrass Deion because he's want to be respectful and he's new. Now, I could stick my foot in my mouth and we'll come back here next week and go, they did it. They beat Oregon 42-40. What in the world's going on?
Well,
but people that don't like Deion, guys, and there may be a lot of people watching, that's fine. You don't have to. This is a wonderful country. I like it. I
like Deion.
Maybe,
but I still don't think they're going to win.
No, but some people I think are only seeing the cover of what's going on. I get seeing, if you'll just watch, but, you know, spend some time before you judge people's character. He don't cuss. He don't drink. He don't do drugs. He gave his life to God 30 years ago after he tried to commit suicide by crashing his car when he was playing for the Cincinnati Reds.
Right.
He said, I give my life to Christ. My life's different. He said, I don't cuss. He don't cuss around the kids. And there's something to be appreciated about that. So anyway, it was an interesting game, and I didn't get to watch the rest of it. But most people didn't watch it at all.
No.
Most people went to bed. Come on, 9. I was just laying in the bed and flipped it on and watched it.
It's a good win. It's a good win. Colorado State came to play.
But I love this, and this will roll me into Bama here. I love what Coach Sanders said, because asking about, running the ball just seems to be a problem. He said, you're right, and I'm going to address that, because running the ball is an attitude.
Mm-hmm. No, they don't have a great running game.
Let me say that again, Dean. Running the ball is an attitude. And I think that this Bama bully ball, it's not, because the Bulls are the ones that played the bully ball from South Florida.
No, they look good.
First quarter, from the first hit, from the first dude that takes a stab up the middle and he rocks Downs. Did you see that play?
Oh, yeah.
Rocked him.
Well, we had that time span where we had to watch the game from a long way off. Did you have to go through that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this is the start of the game.
Yes, I did see that.
He smacks him 3-0. Bama. We come out and punted like 6 times. RG3 was just like, what is going on?
Yeah, he's a good announcer.
Yeah. He was just questioning like, what? So they start the game off playing Bulls football. The first quarter, how did you see the first quarter really?
I just thought, like last week, Matt, I just thought Alabama looks dead in the water.
Take these off.
We'll take these off.
Yeah,
Can we take them off?
Yeah.
They just look dead in the water on offense. I didn't think Buckner was the answer. I thought
Terrible.
Simpson did a little bit. I'll go on and tell you right now, and I'll get out of the way. Milroe needs to be the quarterback all the time. That's my opinion.
I don't. It ain't gonna matter.
Well, but they
ain't
just
gonna win no games.
look dead in the water on offense. They don't have that spark they had.
Yeah.
Now I don't know why. Now Roy Dale had a good game.
Great game.
McClellan didn't have a bad game. He ended up rushing for 75 yards.
I think Haynes is better. I don't know why. Why is he not getting
Well,
shot?
he's not touching the field. Everybody
Why?
says that, but he's
Why?
not getting carries.
From what I hear at practice down there, he is a team leader. He has a Mark Ingram effect at the practice. I'm just telling you what I hear. Watch the Bama Standard podcast. These are Bo Scarborough, Reuben Foster. This is their podcast. Ex-players. They're there at practice. And then there's a reporter guy that's on there. What's his name? Eric something. These guys are at Bama practice, and they're saying Haynes needs to touch the ball. Why is he not?
See, Williams and McClellan combined for 30 carries. Haynes none. So if that's true, why is McClellan and Williams touching it 30 times and Haynes none? I mean, I'm not saying that they're wrong, but it don't make a lot of sense.
No, that's what they're saying too. They don't understand. Why?
And Miller's their third back, Jam Miller. I don't know if Haynes has a carry. I guess he did against Middle Tennessee. But I just think Alabama's offense is a problem right now. I think their defense is fine. I know that
they'll be okay. Well, they give up 160 yards total offense against South.
Lawson's a stud.
Yeah,
Lawson's a stud.
And their quarterback for South Florida is not bad.
No, he was not.
I mean, if he plays on a bigger team where they could give him a little more time to run and stuff, he's going to be a problem for that conference down there. Their Conference USA.
But if Alabama keeps having to punt and the defense is going to have to stay out there 75 plays, that's going to be tough.
Well, that's the problem. And when you go out and there's no consistency on offense, none. So we start out the game and we go 3 and out. Bama goes down 3-0 really quick at halftime. Listen, at halftime there was 123 yards of offense for both teams.
Oh my gosh!
Did you not know that?
I didn't know it was that bad. I mean, I watched the game. I knew that Alabama was gaining nothing.
I would have known. I just heard them say it, and I was like, I just grabbed my book and what 100? I think he said 120.
Did Alabama even finish with 4? It was in the 3s, wasn't it? They only passed for 107.
The fourth quarter, Bama starts to run the ball. Roy Dale has a good game. They wind up getting 6 with Simpson at quarterback. I think he's your long-term answer for a quarterback there. I want to play 2 quarterback system. Winds up being 10-6. Defensive end Evans gets Simpson sacked, and he got sacked several times.
4 times. Day Evans sacked him. Had 4 sacks.
That kid that kept getting hurt and laying on the field.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty good, man. He gave them a lot of trouble.
A ton of trouble.
I'll talk about that. Let me talk about Simpson here for how he can only respond to play and throw the ball, move the ball down the field as he's allowed to by the play that's being called from the guy up in the box named Tommy Reese.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy seems to be on another monitor on another planet watching the 2016 Alabama team. He thinks we got Coker or something at quarterback, and we have that line
quarterback
for the offensive line that played Notre Dame. He's watching. He's in a twilight zone. This guy's doing drugs. Tommy Reese needs to be fired because he's got to be on drugs or he's just stupid. And that's going to lead me to, well, how can you question Coach Saban? I'm questioning Coach Saban, and I'll get into him in just a second. There's no screens. Didn't see no draws. Don't see no quick in-house wheel route stuff. Did you see any of that?
No.
Why? Why are we not seeing any of that stuff, Dave?
You think it's very conservative. The line, the only thing I can say about the O-line, it was supposed to be very good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Let me see.
You got 3 experienced players on the O-line.
Why is his offense just so let me say this. It looks to me.
I don't think they have an identity yet.
There it is right there. It looks to me like.
It's very basic, yeah.
He would probably be a good play caller at a high school.
Mm-hmm.
Probably at a mediocre 3 or 4A, 5A high school.
Right.
I don't even think he could call. I wouldn't put him calling plays at Thompson or Auburn or Hoover.
But do you think he's just calling plays according to what Saban's told him to do?
No.
Look, this is what we want, Coach.
No, God, I hope not. If he does, Saban needs to retire yesterday. I hope that's not true. I hope he just trusts the guy because he just oohed over him. This is what they are. Podcast watchers, this is the Great Value brand, vanilla cream wafer cookies. The most generic. When you pull them out, and there's hardly any taste to them at all, and you bite them, and it's like biting a piece of cardboard. It's absolutely terrible. This is Alabama's offense. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing people take up for them. I don't want to hear, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what it is. I said, let me hang on to this answer from Coach Sanders. Now I'm going to circle back to that. Well, I'm going to address running the football. Oh, I'm going to talk about that. We're going to figure that out because running the football ain't nothing but one thing. What's that, Coach Sanders?
Mm-hmm.
Attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Bama don't have an attitude. They don't have a personality because the players follow the attitude of who?
Their head coach.
Yes. And when the coach walks off the field, when they get a rain delay and he's got his hands in his pocket and he's looking at the ground because he has no emotion about anything that's going on, and it's quiet as a mouse on the sideline, and we're fixing to get beat by South Florida, one of the worst losses we'd have probably ever had. Maybe than Louisiana Monmouth. We're talking about this Bama team right now, not talent-wise. I don't want to hear that. That's ridiculous. Get out of here.
No, they're talented.
This team now, talent-wise, would destroy the team that lost to Louisiana Monroe. We're talking about John Parker Wilson.
Oh,
some of that.
gosh,
Are you kidding me?
They would have beat them.
Yeah.
Talent-wise.
I guess they would have. But those guys learned to do something. When Greg Mack and that group come in, and Julio, Mark Ingram, Mount Cody, and all them, they had attitude. They wanted to win at all cost. They're not going to put up no crap. And it come from the leadership of the head coach.
Right.
Because when things were done wrong,
he made sure.
Somebody's asses had it. You're getting held accountable for wrong. Now, when the mic gets cut on hot, Coach Saban, welcome to the press conference. Thank you, guys. I'd just like to say, first of all, I just want to thank my guys for competing out there today. I'm very proud of them for competing. That's not – what are you proud of them for?
Mm-hmm.
That's not competing. They nearly lost the game. Well, the win's a win. It's not. That's not how Alabama football's play. If you want to coach that way and that's how you are now, we're just going to be flat. We're going to be mundane. We're just going to win's a win. I'm proud of my guys. And get in somebody's rear end. Start firing some coaches. This is the worst staff in the conference. Who is Tommy Reese? It's vanilla crap wafer cookies.
Mm-hmm. Do you
it's
think
terrible.
Saban's tired?
It looks like. Look at him.
Do you think he's just, you know what? I don't want to do this no more.
Look,
do you think that's possible?
Look, I ain't gonna. Just don't have to say it. People, y'all use your own opinions. Walking up and down the sideline, you can see his face is he's irritated. And on the special teams crap, that Kool-Aid pulled, what kind of crap is that?
Yeah, he fumbled it.
He tried to field it and it touched him.
I know.
Who is coaching him to do that? Where's the coaches? Where are the coaches at?
Do you think this turnover is it's affected? I'll just be honest with you.
There's no coaches there.
They just look average to me.
They look I said the first game, watched them play. I said, they look very average. They're going to be okay. I think they'll win 9 games this year. Now, if that's all Tommy Reese has got, if that's his best, we got to get out of a pickle right here because our defense couldn't get off the field. They're wore out because we run, punt 6 times in a row. Man, we come out, they get the ball and score. They get a field goal.
Right.
Thank God our defense is decent.
The defense is pretty good, but I don't know that they're great. I mean, we saw them play against Texas. But we're on the field for 75 plays.
If the defense gives up 36 to Ole Miss,
they're not going to win.
They're not winning. So let me go ahead and pick the game for you Saturday. If Ole Miss scores 6 touchdowns, Bama loses. They have only scored – how many points they scored in the last 2 weeks?
41.
30, 40?
40.
Are you joking?
40 with about 350, about 700 yards offense, averaging about 350.
Let's just throw in the first game, too. How many points did they score this year?
If you throw in the first, they scored 90-something if you throw in the first game.
Dude, I'm telling you,
But they just don't look, I don't know. I mean, obviously, the main problem is you don't have an elite, stellar quarterback like a Quinn Ewers or a Bo Nix or a Caleb Williams. But
or Shador Sanders,
Alabama,
or Penix,
Right.
or Cam Rising, or even a McCarthy, a good
No.
average quarterback. I think Simpson can be, though. I
But-
think he can be if they'll give him time to throw the ball.
they don't have that. But does that don't necessarily mean you don't win? I mean,
I think Simpson's the answer.
you think, see, I think Milrow.
He just makes too many bad decisions. He don't think long enough to. He's either a hot route if it's there,
Yeah.
duck your head, run. Jalen
What?
was that way.
Yeah.
Jalen had that problem.
So you think it needs
But
to be a Simpson Milrow combo?
Yep. And I hate the two. You know how I am about two. I think the two quarterback treat.
And you don't like Buckner, right?
Dean.
I mean, I know he ran for his life.
He
a
don't
lot.
start at Jacksonville State.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think
He don't-
he's
he
not
don't
as
make
good
the-
as the other two.
He don't make the team at JSU.
Yeah.
And his coordinator probably would be an assistant at Jacksonville State.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Saban ought to be ashamed for hiring this clown. It's an embarrassment to the state. It's an embarrassment to the college football world to have a clown like Reese calling the offense of one of the greatest football teams to ever play the game, and for the greatest coach to ever play to coach the game over the past 17 years and what he's done for college football, things he's done for all these young men, how he has single-handedly, because of them winning, has changed the rules. People, committees have been formed. We're stopping this. We're getting out of this BCS, these number 1 and 2 crap. I'm sick of this. Bama don't even win a conference and they get to play. This crap. We're changing it. We're going to a playoff.
Mhm.
I'll be darned. Now we're going to get them in again. Dang it. We'll go to a 12-team playoff. We're shutting Bama out. And it sure does look funny that these refs are calling all these touchdowns off the board. Touchdown. Oh, there's a flag after the touchdown. Why are we getting flags after the touchdown?
Yeah.
Late.
Did
Holding
yeah.
a face mask on a kickoff for return. An interception 6 minutes ago. Moore gets a pick in the end zone.
Malachi.
No. There's a penalty somewhere. The penalties, and we've been on them hard about penalties. Man, it looks spooky. There's something going on. I don't understand how these penalties just wind up just coincidentally happening after they get in the end zone and score it. It started happening at Tennessee last year.
Yeah.
Interception, 30 yards up the field, flag, interference.
No, I didn't
What?
like that call.
Well, that's fine. You don't call PI. But what about 3 minutes ago when he was intercepted in the end zone? Now, this is just ridiculous. Let's do it right. Bama is not going to get any breaks, and ain't nobody watching this except for a few people just sitting there going, why, cry, Bama? You got 47 national championships. We don't care. We'll help you lose every game, you idiots. You've destroyed college football because all we see is Alabama. We're sick of you. That's the truth.
Well, yeah.
Auburn hates it. They love when we even get close to losing a game. They're so excited. Georgia fans can't wait
Yeah.
for us to lose. But they got 3 titles in the past 70 years, 50 years of football. Let's just calm down.
Yeah.
I'm bothered because he's not bothered.
He don't seem to be. I mean, it just seems, I don't know.
I don't appreciate the guys who really worked hard tonight and they really got after it. No, they didn't. Go up to the mic and say, yeah, I'm not taking any questions. That's about the pitiless, poor effort of football I've probably ever seen in my life. I'm lucky for the win. I appreciate we got there. I don't like the road, how we got there. We're going to start running the football. I'm fixing to change some attitudes in this locker room. I'll go to the portal and I'll replace everybody in the locker room here in Tuscaloosa. Players, are you listening? Put it on the speaker. I'm done. I'm going back to work. Get up and walk off. Don't sit down there and, yeah, I'm proud of the guys, the way they competed. They didn't compete. Where did they compete? Yeah, the last 3 minutes of the game when they took over and buried some college Conference USA team.
Right.
And just could put their wheel on them.
It was 10-3 when Malachi Moore intercepted that ball in the end zone. It would have been tied.
I know.
I mean, it would have tied the game up.
3 minutes left.
And I really didn't understand why he chunked that one like that.
No, I didn't either.
They were driving the field, and he just rears up and chunks it.
Bad decision. 3 minutes left. Bama starts to find itself. Snips and sneaks one in for 6.
Yeah. Yeah, they just looked average, guys. I don't even know. I told Matt this before.
Start Simpson, put Milrow on the red zone attempt, put Milrow in there and let him run it around. He could throw it one time.
The team you saw the last 3 weeks, are they top 10? Maybe.
Don't ask me right now because I ain't gonna be nice. I'm just tired.
They've got them at 13.
The butthurt, cry, whiny babies. And what's the deal with the mouthpieces? Why do they even have them on their helmets? Nobody puts them in. Throw their butts out of the game. Wear the mouthpiece. Put it in.
They don't make them wear them.
Why?
I mean, they obviously don't.
Yeah, obviously. So we're more worried about what color socks we wear and what color mouthpiece we have than to get embarrassed by South Florida dude grow a pair. Bama team is to grow a pair. Lineman 6'6", 320. Are you joking right now? And you can't run the ball?
Well, let me say this.
Why can they not run the ball? That was the whole plan this summer where it's just going to hand it off. It don't matter who the quarterback is. We're going to play defense, run the ball. Well, we can't run it because they won't freaking block.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't throw it because no quarterback on earth can throw the ball in. Hut.
What could be the problem with the line, though?
I don't get it, man. It's either paid off and it's the people, the aliens that shot JFK have paid football off.
Okay, let me present a question. You like devil's advocate.
Yes, love it.
Is it possible that Saban's tired?
But what's that got to do with the lineman not blocking?
Well, maybe he don't push his coaches like he used to. You know, I mean,
that's got to be it. I don't know.
He held them accountable. I mean, maybe he don't hold them as accountable.
And when we had Cochran was there in the weight room,
I talked
screaming and crying and please God, I don't want to do it. Josh Hampton asked him.
I asked me to Coach Carper talked today. I said they've not been as good since Cochran left.
And Kirby. Period. Those two, when them two left, there's an energy that Kirby brings. Obviously, it's his energy.
Yeah, I think Cochran
why is it
brings
not his
some
energy
too.
Well, sure he did, but he was an icon. He had a drinking problem.
Yeah,
that's probably why he was wild.
That's
like
probably
that.
why. Yeah,
but so if this entity was at the building and they were successful, that entity leaves and goes to another building, then that building is successful.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it was. And those two entities combined made a dynasty at Bama.
But I've heard that
now the part of that entity that's left at Bama is kind of just, well, I'm just glad our guys competed today.
But I have heard
they don't. The sideline reporters, you hear what they say at the game?
Mm-hmm.
Silence.
I know
this.
Yeah.
Players talking, coaches talking.
How old is Nick Saban now?
72.
He don't seem to have that same fire. But now I have heard that 110% Kirby, not 96, not 93, 110.
They wear shorts out there now, Mark. They don't even have pads or.
That Kirby Smart is who he is because of Nick Saban.
Absolutely.
He absolutely.
Sarkisian is too.
Mentored him to the. Well, they said Sarkisian, not more than Smart.
Lane Kiffin? No, not more than.
Say they'd already been coaches.
Yeah,
before.
Will Muschamp. He was part of that tree.
Yeah. No, he started. He started Smart, Muschamp, and Stacey Searles. And maybe
Dooley.
Yes, he started all those.
He did special teams at LSU.
Yeah. But now he did not start Sarkisian, but he helped. He brought them
rehabbed
back.
him from alcoholism and brought Lane back from dead.
But now they said Kirby.
Nobody was hiring Lane Kiffin.
He raised him in. I don't know. I mean, maybe he's getting older. Maybe it's not as big a priority. Maybe he don't have the energy. I don't know.
Well, he needs to quit dyeing his hair and getting his Botox shots in his forehead and start worrying about football. If you don't want to do it, son, get out of the way.
Yeah.
Find somebody else that'll do it because it just don't seem like he really cares.
This may be it for him.
The last 2 or 3 years since Jalen and Tua and that crowd.
Well, I mean, good gosh, he's done more than anybody's ever done.
But who can not coach that group? You had 5 of the best receivers that ever played college football.
Yeah.
And at one time, they were nearly on the roof at the same time. Like one would be going, one would, Well,
what was so great about Saban there for so long is he was getting the talent in there and he was producing with it. And this bunch is talented.
Well, you have to give credit. And I was never a Saban. When they hired him, I'm like, well, that's a good hire, but I'm not just ogles about him. I'm not. I'm just not an oogly Saban fan. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't. I'm just not.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help how I feel.
Yeah. Well, he's a good one, though.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
He's the greatest college coach to ever do it. In this modern era from the 2000s forward.
Well, could it be his help? Maybe his help ain't as good. You got to have good help. I mean, you've got to have good help.
That's definitely the problem. They want nobody. You settle for Tommy Reese. They lost to Marshall, and then you put in the dang quarterback that was part of that clown show, and you bring them to Tuscaloosa. This is not Alabama A&M. It's not a small school. We're not looking to try to get better at JSU. This is Alabama. It's the major university of the South.
Yeah. Yeah,
whether you're a fan or not. Like I said the other day, Georgia and Auburn fans, when Bama's on, their team's not on at the same time. They watch it because they want to see good football. If you're a football fan, you just want to see good football. This is not good football, Nick. It's not.
No.
So move out of the way. If you're not ready to continue on, just move out of the way. 17-3 was the final score. Last drive was 11 plays, 80 yards. They run 5 minutes and 50 seconds on the drive. Great closing drive for them.
All right, Matt. Well, let's see how we did.
Yeah, then we'll do next week's games.
All right. We both won LSU. All right. I lost Minnesota. North Carolina's looking good, guys.
They are.
We both won. Georgia, you're 3-0. We both won Penn State. Wasn't a great week. This week is going to be. We both picked Kansas State.
Did we? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure I
did. Okay, so we lost that one.
Yeah.
And Tennessee, Florida.
I think I had Florida because I liked them at
You
home.
did, I think, and I had Tennessee. So
I just picked the home
You had
team.
a pretty good week.
Sometimes I'll just take the home team when I don't
You had
know.
a pretty good week. We did. You did miss one. I missed two. We did better this week, but now that ain't nothing compared to
All
what
right,
we got
week.
coming this week.
Colorado, Oregon.
Wow.
Fellas, type it in on the books. What's Mark saying? I see Brock Bowers at Georgia looking like he swearing. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, he didn't have a stellar game.
No, caught 7 passes, but didn't seem to get a lot after the catch. 50 yards, you
I wonder
said?
if any of these guys are hurt from just crap they're having to go through. Yeah,
I don't know.
50 yards, 55
I mean,
yards.
just
Like KJ
I don't
Jefferson.
think Georgia looks great. I don't think Alabama looks great.
LSU's the better looking in the conference. And
LSU
Missouri.
looks good.
Missouri is toting the flag right now.
LSU
Missouri,
looks good. Now, I know you're going to say, well, Florida State drilled them. No, they did not. Florida State, LSU, they did drill them.
What if Missouri plays LSU for the SEC?
But I think LSU's good.
Yeah, I do too. Now,
I know they lost. And I think Florida State's good.
Oregon, we'll move that out of the way. At Oregon, I don't think worth the 2:30 ABC. Oregon by 2 touchdowns.
I think so. Man,
Ole Miss at Bama.
I think it's over.
2:30. The dynasty's over. I'm gonna pick Ole Miss 36-6 over Alabama. 2:30 on CBS. All right, next game, Arkansas.
No, you don't. Who are you picking?
I don't know.
I don't know
The
either.
spread's 7.5.
You've got to think. I'm going to stick with Bama.
I'm just gonna go home team. 2:30 CBS. Listen.
I'll go with Bama, but I don't think it'll be a beatdown.
This is the first conference game, really. Now we've had some honky wonky games. We've had the future SEC team Texas. Then they go to Florida and they're hanging out on the beach and they're having mixed drinks with beautiful girls.
Uh-huh.
Then it comes a rainstorm. They go in the back and they've been drunk last night and they go back there and pass out for an hour. And they wake up and they're like, I got to go play football. And they finally wake up in the last quarter and go, okay, let's just quit playing around. We want to go back home. We've been drinking all night. Our coach is not really fired up. And, now the week begins, the Rebels, because the Fighting Kiffins are coming to town at 2:30 on CBS. Just give me the home team. I swear to God, if Bama was at Ole Miss, I promise you on anything, I'll pick Ole Miss.
I can't pick against Bama. I just can't because I honestly, in my heart, don't believe there's a good chance they might not lose this ball game.
You don't want people,
but I think it'll be a good one.
If fans, we don't want to believe that it's slipping away, and it just is. I mean, they may wind up being an 8-win team, Dean.
They could.
If listen, if they lose this game,
that'll be two. They're out.
Look on Bama for going a skid. In the AP poll, they're 13 right now.
Yeah.
By the way.
Oh no, the voters are not impressed with them at all. They dropped them 3 spots.
Yeah, who is impressed? Yeah, Oregon and Georgia plays a close game. They stay. Florida State wins a game close. They drop them 1.
Oh yeah, and Boston College is no better than South Florida. No, but and I like Florida State. I do. I'm glad they got a good team because one, I predicted. Obviously, I don't want them to win it, but Boston College is not any better than South Florida.
Does Bama even cover 7.5?
I wouldn't think so.
Really?
No.
Dude, Dart's on fire.
Dart's good.
If that offensive line continues another week of horse manure and this week at practice, Our offensive line coach, just go YouTube how to be a line coach. Learn drills, how to get your guys to move their 6'9", 400-pound bodies. They ought to be destroying people.
I'll give Lane credit. He's smarter than I thought. He brought in Sanders. I'm like, why? Why would you bring in? And it's a motivated dart.
It's a battle.
Now Sanders ain't getting to play any.
Iron sharpens iron.
But
when you want to be the dog, you want to go fight for a spot.
He's not going to beat Dart out. But you got a great one if Dart goes down.
Absolutely. That's always good. Arkansas at LSU, 6 o'clock ESPN.
No way. LSU doesn't win
home
that.
team Tigers at night in Death Valley, ESPN. No, thank you.
They're playing good. LSU's good. Remember we said that. LSU's good. I don't care what Florida State
we picked them to win the West. Even before we even seen Bama play, we thought they're probably going to win the West.
I think I come back and said Bama may win the West.
No, I like them to win it. Texas at Baylor, 6:30 ABC.
Since Baylor struggled yesterday, I'm going with. I got to go with Texas.
Okay. I'm going to say I ain't going to do it. You
can't do it.
It's at Baylor. It's a 6:30 on ABC game. I'll do it. Give me Baylor.
All right. You sure?
I'm doing it. Pull the trigger.
I think Texas is overranked. I think they'll drop one. Iowa, Penn State. I think Penn State's for real. I think Iowa's good, but I think Penn State's for real.
At Penn State, 6:30 CBS.
Yeah.
Give me the Penn State. Close.
Okay.
It's a whiteout.
I'll put close.
Close. Auburn at A&M, 11 o'clock ESPN.
Boys, I tell you what.
They on the road again.
You want me to pick? I'm going to go with the Tigers. I'm just not impressed with A&M. But I don't know. That's a tough pick. Auburn ain't ready for that. I'm going to go with A&M. In a close one.
This may be the game of the weekend.
In a close one. What do you think? I could pick Auburn, but I'm not going to. But it's not a stupid pick. I just don't think A&M's as great as they made out.
Give me the home team at A&M.
Okay.
11 o'clock ESPN.
I just don't think Auburn's arrived yet. I think Auburn's better, but we'll find out. We'll find out a lot about Auburn Saturday.
How about a Memphis at Missouri, 6:30 ESPNU? Can Memphis? Memphis ain't terrible now,
I'm
guys.
going to pick Memphis to upset them.
Don't laugh when we say Memphis. And when I say East Carolina, Todd's the only one that goes, you better listen to him. I'm telling you, man, East Carolina, they're good.
Yeah, and why would anybody laugh? I'm going to pick Memphis to beat Missouri. They're on a high from the Kansas State. Memphis rolls in. They're not bad.
Give me Mizzou. Don't say they keep it rolling.
All right.
Keeping it down up on the East Coast now. We'll go back across. Florida State at Clemson. Big, huge game. 11 o'clock ABC. Give me Florida State by 2 touchdowns. I don't think Dabo. They ain't even, but is he going to pull the old Dabo? Are they going to pull a Clemson, or is he going?
I'm going to stick with FSU.
Me too.
But I don't know. I
like Florida State. I don't think it's going to be a game. Now, I don't know. Now, Baylor's going to beat Texas. I don't
understand what happened.
If Baylor beats Texas that night, then Clemson would have probably beat Florida State during the
I don't understand what happened to Florida State yesterday. That makes no sense. Going into Boston College.
Finally, graduation is next. Notre Dame. Yes.
That's Jeff Anderson. What? I'm sorry, that don't make no sense. Nearly losing to Boston College.
Georgia State at Coastal Carolina. Both teams are 3-0. Yeah.
At Kentucky at Vandy.
Nah, poor Vandy. They got a tough schedule.
I think Kentucky's good.
Yeah, they'll win that game. Oregon State at Washington State.
Wow.
Both undefeated, right?
Washington State's obviously
Are they both
2-0
or 3-0?
Yeah, no, they beat Wisconsin.
6 o'clock on Fox at Washington State Cougars, the old fighting Leeches. Coach Leach was from out there.
I'm going to pick Washington State. That's hard. That's hard.
Give me the Beavers. I like their mascot. I think a beaver beats a cougar. He just bites his tail off.
I want to meet that beaver.
This is a bad beaver.
This
is a bad, mean beaver you ever seen in your life.
Another great game, Matt. UCLA, Utah.
Yep.
You're not big on Utah right
Man, I'm
now.
worried about them. They do not impress me at all.
Does UCLA go in there and beat them? I think so.
Boy, they look good, Dante. You ain't seen no video on
Oh
him.
yeah, I saw some stuff.
Boy,
I
good.
flipped it over there one game to watch, and he wasn't even in.
No, they didn't. It was 50-0.
Yeah.
They're playing North Central Phoenix.
Can we
City,
pick
Charles
UCLA
Barkley.
to upset them? I don't know. It's in. Where's it at?
It's at Utah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Utah. They ain't ready yet.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Coach
opposite.
Kelly ain't ready for the.
We got to
the
make it a
Wild
little
Eagles.
interesting. All right, well, so we're saving the best one for last. Mississippi State, South Carolina. This is next to last. I'm gonna pick South Carolina, man.
Where's it at?
It's at that's a good question. I got South Carolina, but I don't know if that's accurate. Yeah,
Of course, Jeff, he's interested in the Rutgers at Michigan, 11 o'clock on Big Ten Network.
I think it'll be better than you think.
Michigan by 14. 11 o'clock, Big Ten Network. Rutgers at Michigan.
South Carolina football.
South Carolina.
Let's see where this is. Hold on. South Carolina football. It's oh yeah, you told me to tell you when it's 8. It's 7:58.
Let's see
They
next week.
play at home at South Carolina. They're good at home.
Yeah, that sandstorm. Give me the fighting Gamecocks.
All right, and the last one of the night, big one, and it's at Notre Dame, right?
Yes.
Ohio State and Notre Dame
Sorry.
is
Todd. It's
they're for real. Notre Dame's for real with Hartman. I'm sorry.
At Notre Dame, 6:30 NBC. Does Notre Dame do it? They've spoiled Ohio State season, and you ruined Jeff's night by picking Notre Dame.
Jeff, I'm gonna run you a night, buddy. I think I don't flip a coin. What are you gonna do? Guys, don't just hope nothing in your life comes down to this hard of a decision.
Do we keep the? I mean, do we-
Ohio State's loaded.
This
Those
is like, do you
receivers.
get married, or do I want to marry this girl, or am I going to pick a game?
Divorce.
I'm getting. I'd rather pick a divorce or marriage than I would pick this game.
What are we doing here? Do you want to stay married, divorce?
Let him live. Keep him on life support. Pick this game. Keep him on life support. Pick the game.
I got to go with Ohio State, man.
I just think what Harrison Jr. wound up having
No, 100 over 100.
170 something. 170 was it, Jeff?
Hank
receiving?
Buka had a ton too. He had over 100.
He did.
But is this quarterback ready for Notre Dame?
Is the defense ready for Hartman?
Hartman's for
They
real.
ain't seen no guy throw the ball like this guy can. Jeff, I'm telling you.
He's better than McCarthy.
Oh, buddy, I think he is too.
I like McCarthy.
I do too. But I think I like Hartman. I'm a big fan.
He's made Notre Dame better
Listen.
than they were going to be.
This is going to be. Look, we'll put a triangle. I'm going to put a triangle next to the Ohio State Notre Dame, and I'm going to put a triangle next to Ole Miss Alabama. Those games, I'll put it by Auburn A&M too. Triangle.
They're just toss-ups.
These 3 games to me decide. I don't think Arkansas at LSU is decided.
No.
Those 3, Ole Miss at Bama, Ohio State at Notre Dame, and Auburn at A&M, those 3 games will decide how these teams go for the season. How
For the
if they're going to take the old bumpy road through the briars and the potholes, or if it's going to be smooth sailing. These games mean a lot.
I tell you who. Bama's had a great run. Ole Miss, if they want to get over that hump, they
Today,
need to win that
now,
game.
this year,
They need to
this
win that
weekend. At 2:30 on CBS at Alabama, and if there's any better place to do it, it would be to crush Bama, crush Saban at come off the field at 5 o'clock, shaking Saban's hand, saying, "I appreciate everything you've done for me. Thank you for the game. We'll see you over Hotty Toddy next year." And Nick says, "Congrats on the win, and hey, hug and kiss the kids, and we'll see you guys next weekend at the lake."
If I'm an Ole Miss fan and I'm Lane Kiffin sitting with the coaches, I'm like, we have to have this.
You better get them right now, because
We have to have this.
either Lane's going to be the coach at Bama the next 2 years, because they got another good recruiting class coming, guys. Let me tell you, Bama's got another recruiting class coming. It's going to be good, because the more people see them struggle, you can go sit in the living room and go, "See, if you would have been here, we could have really used you."
Mm-hmm.
See, it's hard to do that now. Now people are trying to put out rumors Saban's retiring so they can sell
Right.
a commit and say, well, Saban's going to retire, so do you really want to go there and play when they're fixing to have a big coaching turnover?
Yeah, it'd probably be Sarkisian or Kiffin anyway.
I would think so.
I mean, I would hope so.
Guys, we've been on here long enough.
We went with Ohio State, didn't we?
I didn't ever say, honestly.
I went on with Ohio State.
Man, their receivers are good. Hartman, I don't think Notre Dame's ready yet. Defensively, I don't think they're ready to cover those receivers. So I'm going to go with D.
Okay. We're both going with D.
Hey, don't, man.
Oh, look, he went with Notre Dame. Are you serious?
If we come back in here next week, guys, and Bama has dumped one to Ole Miss.
I'm telling you, though, that game's important to Ole Miss.
Huge.
They've got to have it.
Big.
They've got to have it. But Alabama has some talent.
This is it. Hey, look, man.
They can put it together in 5 days.
They better, if they don't win this game at home, look for the season to go left real fast, like a bad wreck that you just keep driving by and you just keep looking at it going, man, that's terrible.
Jacob Burleson, what'd he say?
What up?
Jacob, 3 years, you just now coming on here?
Is Clemson becoming irrelevant in the next? Yeah. Dabo don't want to – he don't like dabbling in the portal.
I think he'll change his mind.
Hey, what about it? Let's put a triangle next to that game. What are you talking about? Goddamn.
That'll be a better game than you think.
That game, triangle, the game with Clemson, Florida, that's going to be like Bama Ole Miss. It's going to be a look. If Florida State goes in there and plays a close game, they kick a field goal win, okay, I'm going to not worry about it. But if Florida State goes in there and they thump them 46-20, watch the road start to make a bad turn for Clemson, and Bama gets beat. Even if Bama loses by a field goal, people's going, well, we've seen it coming. I'm telling you, the penalties are garbage. The coaches are not inspired. And Dabo has the same stuff going on. He don't have a staff like he did.
No, he don't.
They're gone.
But I will say this about Clemson. Duke drilled them. Dude, Clemson fumbled 3 times inside the 10-yard line.
Good to see you on, Jabo. Hope you're doing well.
3 times. They did not get thumped by Duke.
Pick Ole Miss over Bama. Oh, Jeff, you salty dog, you.
I don't know how you couldn't right now.
I know.
I know we didn't, but I don't know how an outsider could.
Well, you've seen a lot of these games. I picked home team.
Yeah, you got to give Alabama a little credit for playing at home. They dropped 1 to Texas. I just don't see them dropping 2 at home.
But they also had 14 points pulled off the board. If those penalties, those weird holding penalties, they win the game. And we're not even talking about it. We're just saying, boy, they still look clumsy and boy, they need to get together. And in the South Florida game, you go, gosh, they only give up 100 yards offense, Woo, they got out of there with one. Buckner's definitely garbage. Ty Simpson's definitely the guy I want in throwing the ball. Quick drops, quick read, RPO, bang. As soon as he gets the ball, boom, over the top, bam. Remember them 2 plays?
Yeah.
Dude, he would catch that ball, and it was like, I don't even know how he got it out. That's the kind of, and Michi or Water would catch it running across the middle and just bend it. Gone.
Yeah.
Why aren't we not running those plays?
I don't think they have the horses at receiver. We don't have a Luther Burden. We don't.
But just throw it to him and see
I've
what
seen
happens.
Bond make a couple of good catches.
He's trying to throw it up the sideline like somebody trying to get open on a 5-step drop. We don't have the line to throw those big plays.
Right.
Why?
I don't know what's going on.
Draws, screens, bubbles, no quick slants. There's no – I didn't put the picture up of what the offense is. And if y'all missed it, I will be glad to go back and put it up again because I think it's kind of funny. Here's Alabama's offense. Dean, what – vanilla – cream, great value wafers. Bam.
Vanilla cream.
That's a joke. But anyway, guys, hit the darn subscribe button. Tell a friend. Be a good friend. We'll be back next week.
We did good tonight on
Show
our time.
Number 204. Have more high school football for you.
Probably have a lot of college football.
And we'll have all these games we just talked about. We went through.
That takes big ones.
12 games. Auburn A&M, Ohio State at Notre Dame, Ole Miss at Bama. Those are big games. Florida State, Clemson. Man,
I will say this.
They're dividing games.
There's playoff implication games. Big time. Saturday.
These are divisional games. And Penn State, too. I know they're not,
Iowa may trip them up.
Guys,
they may.
And Penn State is the team that can give thee and Michigan trouble.
Yeah.
So come back next week and hang out with us, man. We had a darn good time here tonight, Dane.
Yeah, good show. Good information.
Tomorrow,
What Brian Dorsett say?
it's in the Balls defense. Auburn over Aggies. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I just don't know. I wasn't even.
Homecoming game moved to Estes Field. Okay. Good news.
What's that?
I don't know.
What'd he say?
Center homecoming game moved to Estes Field.
Where's Estes Field?
I don't know.
Oh, he's just joking.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Tomorrow night, NFL football. Browns and the Steelers. Watson and Chubb 1-0 against Pickett and Harris 0-1. Looks like the Browns are favored to win that one. And also the Saints and the Panthers play. Bryce Young. See if he's going to get another game in. You got Miles Sanders from Penn State, tailback, playing with Bryce Young.
No, I didn't know he played at Penn State.
And then Hayden Hurst, the kid from South Carolina, is you tied in there. That Hurst kid, it was so good. Saints, of course, you got Carr. Everybody knows the old man. You got Jamar Willis running the ball. And then, of course, Olave.
Chris Olave, great at Ohio State.
He will be catching the ball from Derek Carr. 61% chance for the Saints to win. It seems like don't have – we'll see how Bryce does tomorrow. I mean, we'll see how that kind of works out.
I didn't keep up with a lot of pro, but I'm just not into it no more. I love college.
I'll get into it more as
it gets deeper. I mean, they play so many games. It's irrelevant right now. And I don't mean that bad, but I mean, you got 17 games. Week 2 is not a huge week.
Yeah, I'm going to look into this one. I'm kind of a Steelers guy, so I'm going to check it out. And I want to see Bryce kick the ball around a little bit. I'll probably flip through there and watch a quarter or two.
Is that tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Monday Night Football, baby. So everybody, guys, y'all have a good week of work. It's going to be nice and cool this week. Hey, maybe take an umbrella with you tomorrow. Maybe it might be a little scattered, but hey, this weekend, Friday night football, nice 59, I think.
Wow,
blue jeans and t-shirts for me.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. I'll probably
put on a jacket.
I'll still wear shorts. Yeah. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Y'all have a good week. Keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God as always. Come back for 204. Go tell a friend. Hit the darn subscribe button. Get a little thumbs up. We'd really appreciate the heck out of that. Thank you to all our sponsors. Big Diamond Player of the Week.
Yeah, Gatling Cox. Good job.
Yeah. Well,
good job.
I'll be out there one day this week with your shirt. So, guys, y'all have a good weekend. We'll see you around through the week. If the Tigers win, deep pockets. Okay. Yeah. A&M, and I don't know about that one.
A&M's probably a little better than Auburn, I think.
It's going to be out there at A&M.
Yeah.
Hard place. College Station.
Yeah.
We're out there barking, biting people's ears off and stuff. Tough. All right, guys. Y'all have a great week, and we'll catch you next week. 204. Come back with us.